Y'all better be easy. All right, I know we a little bit late, but listen, I'm on the road. I'm on the road. Let me see if this light adds something to. Does this do anything for me? Let me see if this light do a little something for me. I think the light is doing a little something for me. uh, all right, so y'all know what we doing. Y'all know what we doing. Um, we are going to have this discussion. We're going to put this on the screen. All right. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion about micro RNA, mRNA, blah, 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 blah. Right? So everybody's distracted today. Everybody's distracted today. All of the online platforms are broadcasting, you know, they're broadcasting. They're putting signals out there in the air. But we here are we're going to have some quality time today, right? This right here, Nutrimiromics, Nutrimiromics, Miromics or Miromics? Yeah, we're gonna go with Nutrimiromics. Um, I've heard, you know, several different scholars and researchers, use both terms. But the subject matter is obviously we are in the goal book today, but I believe we began the conversation in We began the conversation in Race Hustlers Volume 1, right? So in Race Hustlers Volume 1, and I'll just go back to Race Hustlers Volume 1. Let me just go back to Volume 1 for a second. All right, so if y'all have this book, the first thing we want to do because there's actually a whole entire Race Hustler podcast we call YouTube broadcast, I guess, going on right now on one of the other, channels that we won't be mentioning. All right, if you go to page 29, right? If you go to page 29, that begins a chapter on race, right? It starts with a quote from Haile Selassie. Now we're going to flip the page to page 30. We get to page 30. Blah, 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 blah. Conversation about, I aim to create a conversation to sit atop the Aboriginal versus African debates or any other vain divisions that share ideology with the out of Africa theories. Incredibly synchronistic is the relationship of the ABO versus Africa to our more holistic conversation. The relationship will become more clear as you read on. The starting point should pop out from page 56 in the Sabi Carbon edition. That's the Red Book number 4. I put number 6. That's a typo, right? Single nucleotide polymorphism. That's the same nucleotides I'm always talking about. The same information-rich centers in plants that herbalists and pharmacists love is the center of focus for our haplotype and historians, right? So we go on to define. This is important. We go on to define haplotype. A haplotype is a physical grouping of genomic variants that tend to be inherited together. Okay, so a haplotype means that, first of all, and this is where I need folks to be alert and astute and awake, right? Actually, take a moment to share this video out. Go share this video out. Hit this. What are we doing? Like, thumbs up the video. Copy the video. Put it on Facebook. Put it on. Put it on Threads. That's the new thing. Threads. So Threads is like a new Instagram, but it's like better. So go to Threads. If you haven't have the Threads app, you need to get the Threads app. Threads is like Instagram on steroids. I'm just trying to learn Threads a little bit. But put it on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, you know what I'm saying? And share the video. Let everybody know we live, we going in. You know what I'm saying? Let folks know what time it is. Right? So here's the thing that we got to understand, because there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack from this definition of haplotypes. This is why it's here. This is why I'm saying y'all cannot skip this book. Race Hustlers Volume 1. You cannot skip this book. If you skip this book, you're going to be in the dark. Pun intended. Right? All right. So haplotypes. Right? A haplotype is a physical grouping of genomic variants or polymorphisms. Single nucleotide polymorphisms. Okay? So variants or single nucleotide polymorphisms, right? So actually, you know what? Let me read the definition of that, and then we'll go backward. We'll go back to my point on haplotypes real quick. just for the people that don't know. A single nucleotide polymorphism, or more affectionately known by niggas that don't read that good, it's called a SNP. SNP, SNP, right? It's a variation in a single base pair in a DNA sequence, right? One one unit off, one letter off. So you have a long DNA sequence. One of those letters is wrong. The outcome of the protein being created will be something else, right? This is where some of the people that talk about the out of Africa theory, this is where they make mistakes. This is where they make mistakes. They go, oh, mutations and this, and that, and the other, right? And they don't have any context for what they're talking about. Now, in the course of this conversation that we're going to have today, we're going to destroy a lot of confusion circling around the out of Africa theory, which is something, which is a primary fundamental. Listen to what I'm telling you. The out of Africa theory is a primary fundamental tool that race hustlers use. And it started with Darwin and some of the European colonists that wanted to promote the idea of eminent domain and slavery and some other things, and transfers of wealth from indigenous to, all these things were propped up on top of the out of Africa theory, right? Now, we're not going to discuss the social ramifications, the legal ramifications, nationality, none of those things. We're going to discuss the science behind that destroys that. Because again, I've been telling you guys for a long time, right? Science pans out. What I mean by that is you will be able to, at some point in the future, I always tell y'all, we 5 years ahead, we 10 years ahead. But what happens when the 5 years goes by? When I say we 5 years ahead and then 5 years goes by, what that means is the information that I was teaching that nobody knew, there's now documentation to substantiate. So now we should be able to look back at some of those. I cringe to even call these guys teachers or scholars, you know what I'm saying? But other folks were, we've been going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. You'll be able to see how foolish what ideas they postulated sound now, right? So a single nucleotide polymorphism is just one mistake, one little mistake. The DNA has to give this information to the, the RNA and blah, blah, blah. One little mistake changes the whole output. One little mistake changes the output. So now let's go back to haplotypes. A haplotype is a physical grouping. Come on, bro. Here we go. A haplotype is a physical grouping of genomic variants that tend to be inherited together. So now we're talking about those mistakes being inherited. You get what I'm saying? Okay, we got the family in the building now. We might need to. Yeah, we gotta raise that. Y'all, some of y'all folks just coming in. Y'all done missed the intro. I done already passed the hat around for Cash Apps, $ Minister Enqi, will teach for a sandwich, right? Will teach for a sandwich. You know what I mean? So listen, a haplotype, once again, I'm gonna keep saying it because I want y'all to get this. It's a physical grouping of genomic variants that tend to be inherited together, right? Passed down. Now, here's the thing that's not written in the definition, right? Check this out. What must you have in order for you to have a, a genomic variant, right? In order for you to have, and this, I'm asking you guys in the chat, I want y'all to answer this. In order for you to have a genomic variant, right? And this is a grouping of people that have inherited this genomic variant or mutation, if you will, if that works better for you guys. Maybe that works better for the whole discourse, right? Amber says she can't hear. Can y'all hear me? Amber, you better not be playing just to say hi. Just say hi. You don't got to come in here and try to stop the video. Amber always making an entrance. How was your Thanksgiving? How was y'all Thanksgiving? Did y'all eat some food? Can y'all hear the sound? We good? Anybody? Y'all dead out there? What the fuck? All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. All right. And I said, man, and I see the family I like to see. See, I get encouraged. I'm glad Amber asked that question because now I get to see. You see what I'm saying? I ain't know, you know what I mean? I like to see certain folks in the building. All right. So here's the thing. In order for us to have a hybrid, right? A hybrid or a mutated version of something, we also have to have what? The original. In order for us to have the hybrid, we must also have the original. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. In order for us to have the hybrid, we have to have the original. You got to pay attention to this. You cannot have the hybrid without the original. You can't have the mutation without the original. You can't have a deviation from the standard without the standard. That's very important when we come to immune function and how the body works and how we need to take care of the body. Because once again, the standard clearly, and this is not me making up something, this is not a religious quote, this is not a pseudo militant movement converse. This is science, this is textbooks. This is taught in medical school and collegiate, collegiate level and beyond. I say that I start this taught collegiate level and beyond. So most of our people aren't getting this because we're not there. And a lot of our folks that go to college, unfortunately, aren't really studying this. You know what I'm saying? They're going into business something or general studies or yeah. They're not really studying the human body. Right? Let's go back to this definition. Now that you wait, let's do this. Let's stop right there for a second and let's do this. Let's look up a gentleman by the name of Carl Landsteiner. Carl Landsteiner. Just bring Carl Landsteiner up to the front of the room. Let's talk about my man Carl for a second. You know, things work better when we put it on the Google. Okay. Okay. Carl Landsteiner. What we got from Wiki? What we got, Wiki? All right. Carl Landsteiner was an Austrian American biologist, physician, and immunologist. He immigrated with his family to New York in 1923 at the age of 55 for professional opportunities working for who? Anybody can read that? Can anybody read that? Who was he working for? Who was he working for? I need y'all to get this right here. What did it say? Boop. See that? He had distinguished the main blood groups in 1900, having developed the modern system of classifications of blood groups from his identification of the presence of agglutinins in the blood. In 1937, with Alexander Wiener, he identified the rhesus factor, thus enabling physicians to transfuse blood without endangering the patient's life. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Right? He was born into a Jewish family. Right? You should have got that from his name, though. Let's get right to this. Let's get right to his okay, this is discovery of the polio virus. After returning to Vienna, he became an assistant to Max von Gruber at the Hygienic Institute. In his studies, he concentrated on the mechanism of immunity and the nature of antibodies. From November 1897 to 1908, Landsteiner was an assistant at the Pathological Anatomical Institute of the University of Vienna under Anton Weichelbaum, where he published 75 serology, bacteriology, virology, and pathological anatomy. In addition, he did some 3,600 autopsies in those 10 years. Okay, that's crazy. For me, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's dissecting a human literally. If you divide, right? Just do the math. In 10 years, he did 3,600. So that means he's claiming to have dissected a different human every day. So literally, he's cutting open a brand new human body every day. We'll just. Or he took 5 days off, right? Leap year. Or he followed the Egyptian calendar, 360 days, 360 degrees. We'll just leave that there. Right? We'll leave that there. But that's what it says right here in black and white. He did some 3,600 autopsies in 10 years. That means he did 360 a year. 360 a year. All right. Anyway, Weichelbaum was Landsteiner's tutor for his postdoctoral lecture qualification in 1903. From 1908 to 1920, Landsteiner was prosecutor at the Wilhelminspital in Vienna. And in 1911, he was prosector at the Wilhelminspital in Vienna. And in 1911, he was sworn in as an associate professor of pathological anatomy. During that time, he discovered, in cooperation with Aaron Popper, the infectious character of poliomyelitis and isolated the polio virus. In recognition of this groundbreaking discovery, which proved to be the basis for the fight against polio, he was posthumously inducted into the Polio Hall of Fame. Y'all got to stop this madness. All right, we're leaving that alone. In 1900, Landsteiner found out that the blood of two people under contact agglutinates. For the people in the back, hemagglutination it's the same word. Hemagglutination is a specific form of agglutination that involves red blood cells. It has two common uses in the laboratory: blood typing. You might as well go here, right? Blood typing and the quantification of virus dilutions in a hemagglutination assay. Blood type can be determined by using antibodies that bind to the A or B blood group antigens in a sample of blood. For example, if antibodies that bind the A blood group are added and agglutination occurs, the blood is either type A or AB. To determine type A or AB, antibodies that bind to B are added. If agglutination does not occur, the blood type is A. If agglutination does not occur with either antibodies that bind, then neither antigen is present on the blood cells, which means type O. In blood grouping, the patient's serum is tested against our red blood cells of known blood groups, and also the patient's red blood cells are tested against known serum types. In this way, the patient's blood group is confirmed from both red blood cells and serum. Okay. So hopefully we got a little idea of that, right? He found that this effect was due to contact of blood with blood serum. Serum is the fluid and solute component of blood which does not play a role in clotting. It may be defined as blood plasma, of which we spend a hell of a lot of time discussing here. Right? The blood plasma. This is the basis of your water, your hydration. Right? Look what it goes further to say. Matter of fact, let's bring it up. This is directly speaking to why. This is directly speaking to this. Y'all may not understand why, but this definitely speaks directly to this. Right? And not necessarily the cell, but this is talking about the conditioning of the blood, the thickness of the blood. The thickness of the blood means how well the water, right, that becomes the blood plasma and carries the electrolytes and the broken down foods and blood cells and white blood cells and platelets and all of this stuff that's electrolytes, all the stuff that's in there, right? How well it's structuring, meaning how thick of a gel it is. Because remember, this is also a form of structured water. This is a gel. Ladies, what are y'all doing?
Can we go, Mama?
No. Did you call her?
I'm connected to call her away.
You got to call her. You can't. And she has to be there. Y'all not just going rolling up there.
Well, can I go to Granny's house?
What'd I say? Use this phone. Find who you need to call and call them up. And ask them if they got, then let me confirm before y'all try to pull any fast ones. I know I got daddy moments. It's part of the job. So how well the water structuring that's carrying the blood and the nutrients and oxygen and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's definitely nutrition, right? So let's look again. Serum is the fluid and solute component of blood which does not play a role in clotting. It may be defined as blood plasma without the clotting factors. or as blood with all cells and clotting factors removed, right? As blood with all of the cells and clotting factors removed. Serum includes all proteins not used in blood clotting, all electrolytes, antibodies, antigens, hormones, and any exogenous substances. Exogenous substances means stuff that you put in your body that's from outside your body. So that includes food, juices, drugs, whatever. Right? And look what it says right here, microorganisms. Serum does not contain white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets, and clotting factors. Right? Okay. I stand corrected a little bit. Right? But your nutrition, the main point that I'm making, is absolutely included. All proteins, absolutely included. Your electrolytes, drugs, which includes your food. Don't be confused. And microorganisms. Now, where are these microorganisms coming from? Anybody have any idea where these microorganisms would be coming from? How about this? Let's go under the microscope. No. Because I want to deal with you. Yo ass. I want to deal with you. Yo ass. Actually, pun intended. I want to deal with yo ass. Pause. Because I know what you had to eat yesterday. See, I'm going to show y'all what we had to eat. We didn't have no rice. Some of you niggas had some rice yesterday. So we need to look at some rice. Let's look at some rice real quick. We're just using rice as an example. We're just going to use rice as an example. Right? Let's check out this rice. Now let's see what's in rice. All right, we're going to take that rice, throw it up under the microscope. Boop. Ooh. And y'all had all you could eat yesterday. Y'all was throwing this on every plate without even thinking about it. And some of you smart niggas, because I know you smart niggas, y'all was arguing with folks all day yesterday about who's eating what and what's not vegan and blah, 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 blah. And you goofy vegan niggas believe that, oh, yeah, everything is vegetables, it's this nutritious and blah. Okay. Oh, I don't need to get those herbs from Enqi because I'm good. I told you niggas, you're supposed to do the detox every month. You cannot live on earth and not get fungus, mold, and bacterias and viruses in your body every single day. And when I say every day, I'm talking about thousands of them. Thousands of them. Think about it. I'm one of the people that talks about the benefits of grounding, aka screwing in, going barefoot in the grass. When you go barefoot in the grass, you know how much shit goes up into your body from the from the soil? You niggas gotta earn the right to be able to go grounding or to screw yourself into the earth. You don't even have the right to do that because your immune system not strong enough. Some of you niggas gonna go grounding and get sick. Some of you niggas gonna go. Enqi said we supposed to screw in and look at the sun. Nah, I'm talking about the ones that's following the blueprint. Because we got chemiluminescence floating around in our blood serum. Yeah. We got that chemiluminescence in there. We got that bomb atomic. We got all kinds of shit. When this little guy right here comes into this guy right here. When this nigga comes into my body, it's like he's into an electrocution. When he get into my body, this nigga get electrocuted immediately. When he get into your body, when the last time you did your detox? Oh, I think I got one of them things from Enqi. I think I got one of them things from Enqi last year. I got one of them things. Yeah, Enqi got that. Okay. Okay, now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you could eat better. Tell me, have you heard that lately? That's all I'm saying. And it's not just rice, folks. You know, come on, I could do this with anything. Honestly, there's so many examples of this because this is just how food is, man. You know, some of you high class niggas, you know, you're not vegan, but you eat high quality. Yo, I'm just eating a little fish. You know, we on that wild caught salmon. Oh, okay. You on that wild caught salmon, eh? You on that wild caught salmon? Hey, now hold on. Hold on now, because check this out. Nobody eats these things by itself. Niggas be having a plate of rice with the fish on it. Huh? You got the plate of rice with the fish on it. So this how you get all this shit in. Yeah. You got the rice with the fish on it. Like G Deb said, I was already on fish and spaghetti. Yeah. Y'all niggas insane. Y'all better start, y'all better go out there to the streets and put some respect on my name like Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad told y'all about the bugs, the pathogens in the pork. Dr. Enqi is coming to tell you that pork is not alone. Pork is not alone. The microorganisms and the bad guys in everything. That's why I told you niggas, the detox is monthly. It's monthly. You have to regularly rid your system of these little guys because they in there and they in everything. They in everything. So if you having your rice with your kale and blah blah blah, these guys in there. If you throw a little fish on there, these guys in there. Yeah. So what you gonna do? Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to the program. Let's get back to the program. Where was we at? Where were we? Right? Where were we? So your blood serum includes exogenous substances, including your drugs and your microorganisms. Right? Yeah. There's that. All right. So we're here. We're on Carl Landsteiner. Remember, this is our guy who wow, based on his findings, the first successful blood transfusion was performed by Reuben Ottenberg at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York in 1907. The crazy thing is, I was born in that hospital. That's deep. That's deep. I came from Mount Sinai for you niggas. Right? All right. Let's keep going. We got a lot of, well, we got time today. We got time today. Today we going in. Right? Today we going in. We're going in for the you know, we're going in for Black Friday. We're going in for White Thanksgiving. Right? Hold on, man. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta go in. I mean, watch the last video. Crip Jesus just discussed Thanksgiving in great detail. I'm not even gonna go behind that. I was about to pull up some, but he didn't really leave much meat on the bone. Pause. You know what I'm saying? He went in, so we're gonna leave that like that. Um, yeah, come on, bro. You know that's the Chinese combo plate, the fish and rice. Come on, and that's the hood. That's the hood. Listen, that's the transition people make before they go to vegan or vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? When they cut out, the first thing is I don't eat no pork. You know, that's the first thing. I don't eat no pork. Then The next level is I'm off that red meat. You know, I don't eat no red meat. So that means just chicken and fish and seafood, right? And then the next thing is people leave chicken alone, right? Now you just dealing with seafood and fish, you know, and then pretty soon you get rid of the seafood, you know, the bottom, you know, the lobsters and shrimps you ain't on, but you still having your salmon. And this is the pattern that I took to get to, you know, so you still on your fish, you know what I'm saying? And you trying to use fish to substitute every other meat that you had in your life. You know what I'm saying? So you having fried salmon, barbecue salmon, jerk salmon, curry salmon. Like you know, you going crazy with it. Or you might do some tilapia, grouper, or whatever the case may be, but you're trying to put every flavor known onto your, you know. And that was good rice. That wasn't, you know, that wasn't the store-bought white rice right there. That rice had color to it. So don't think that you're avoiding those microorganisms because you have brown rice or black rice or wild rice or, you know, this. Just because your ass bought expensive rice does not mean you straight. Just FYI for everybody listening. You just spent a few more dollars. That's all. You got designer rice. You got designer rice. That's it. Right? Um, Today, whole blood transfusions are rare. It is now well known that persons with blood group AB can accept red blood cell donations of other blood groups, and that persons with blood group O negative can donate red blood cells to all other blood groups. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's something very specific I'm looking for. Something very specific I'm looking for. Let me see if we find it somewhere else. Blah, 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 blah. They deleted this shit from a lot of places, but I know that it may still be up. ABO, blah, blah, blah. These are a lot of different, these are newer blood systems that we kind of strolling through. Because there's so much new information on blood groups and blood types that everything pretty much people thought they knew about the blood is out of the window, including the fact that you have to have the same blood type your entire life. Like, that's not a fact. But if you have the Race Hustler books, then you already know that. Right? If you don't have the Race Hustler series of books, then you probably super out of the loop. Right? But we show in the book the article and the different ways the blood type can change and all that kind of stuff. Right? Man. Uh, y'all know when we digging in the crates. Digging in the crates crew, right? It's the digging in the crates crew. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ask that. What's that? What's that, man?
All right. I'm looking for the original terminology that he used, because me telling you that terminology is not the same as me showing you that terminology. Okay. This might get us a little bit closer, even though I don't see the terminology, but we're going to read through this a little bit. Yeah, we're going to read through this a little bit. Hold on. I'm trying to get a little hold on this before we jump into it to see if the terminology is here, because I feel like a bloodhound right now. I feel like I done sniffed it out. I feel like I done sniffed it out. But he used the term hybrid a lot. That's the crazy thing, is he called the other blood types hybridized blood types. They snatched that language out of his papers for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. Mind you, keep in mind, all of these guys, right? Because you might not understand where the conflict going on right now relates to this information. When I say the conflict, I'm talking about in the Middle East, right? You may not get it, but the idea of multiple world wars is not really a thing. It's really just one world war that's been ongoing, and it has, like peaks and valleys to it. Think about that. Look, peaks and valleys, what we talking about? We're talking about waves, right? And frequency, right? We're talking about vibration. We're talking about, so it's always, levels to what we're doing on this side of town, right? But understand that this guy's from Austria, right? That's right over there with Germany and all this and all that. So keep in mind that this is the science that then becomes later on the Nazi science, right? And so a lot of, now this is very important, what I'm getting ready to say next. A lot of the fear that drove the Nazi movement came from these scientific findings. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It was fear that drove the Nazi movement. Fear drove the Nazi movement. They understood that they were not the dominant genetic race, the dominant genetic species. So they started to do experiments in North Africa, kidnapping a lot of the North Africans and cutting their bodies open. This guy here literally says he cut open a person every day. Carl Landsteiner. Like, he's in the record books as having cut open a human every day for 10 years. The fuck? Yo, this is barbaric shit. Come on now. I see you with your King Leopold. Come on now.
Fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
Come on now. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. So that's what drove the Nazi movement. And they realized in their mind that today was coming. Keep in mind, this is 2023, right? So when does the shit hit the fan with the Nazis? When does the shit hit the fan with the Nazis? You got to think about this now. When does the shit hit the fan with the Nazis? Hold on, we're not gonna lose that page. All right, let's go. Let's just dip over here real quick. When do the Nazis get busy with the get busy? When are they doing their thing? What does it say? When are they doing their thing? Right? The 30s. The 30s. Look, pseudoscientific theories of racial hierarchy. Right? You see that? Pay attention to this now. And keep in mind, this is a secondary movement. Because when they had the Nuremberg trials, which is when they took the Nazis and put the Nazis on trial, how did they get off? How did they beat the case? Where's all my beat the case niggas? You know, yeah, he beat the case, blah, blah, blah. Where are the people that love to use that terminology, beat the case? How did the Nazis beat the case? What did they say? What was the underlying theme of their defense? How about that? Maybe that makes better sense. The underlying theme of their defense was that they were following the American way. They were following the American way from their American predecessors. Margaret Sanger and all those folks, right? So now think about this. This is literally the time we're living in right now, today. The town we living in today is literally 100 years into the future from them. This is 100 years into the future now. This is a century into the future. We are a century into the future of what the Nazis were trying to prevent. Right? What were they saying? They were saying they're going to build a genetic super race of blonde hair, blue eyed folks, right? And how did that break down? How did they need to do that? What were the things that they needed to do to build a race of blonde hair, blue eyed superhumans? What did they need to do? See, a lot of people think that they were teaching that the white, blonde hair, blue eye was the master race. That's not exactly what they were teaching. Because if that's what they were teaching, they would not have needed to kill anybody. They would not have needed to extinguish all the other races. Think about that. In order to establish the blonde hair, blue eye as the master race, they had to get rid of all the black folks, right? That was step number one. Get rid of those niggas. Step number two, get rid of those Jewish niggas. Yeah. Step number two, because there's some black blood mixture in what people now would call the white Jewish folks or the Orthodox Jewish folks, or however, it's respectfully termed, Israelis, however they respectfully call themselves, right? That's what they were saying. So they had to get rid of the black folks, clearly, but then any of the quote unquote white folks that also had black blood in them, because they could start us up again, right? Like if they got rid of, this is hypothetically what they're thinking. If they get rid of the black folks, but there are white folks that have black genetics floating around, two of them could come together and low key produce a, Drake or something, and then before you know it, Drake is obsessed with big booties and big titties. Let's make no mistake about it. That's why Drake had the baby. That's why Drake's baby moms is his baby moms. Think about it. Y'all been disrespecting his baby mom since y'all found out about who his baby moms was. But y'all didn't realize that he loved that lady. Yeah. You're not at Drake's level having unprotected sex with just any random. That's not what you're doing. Listen, you're not at Drake's level having unprotected sex with randoms. No. Drake found him a white lady, right? That reminds him of his mother, but she had that body that his father's, inside of him, his father's genes are like, hey, we need that. We need that. We need those hips. We need that booty. Right? And think about this. What is the scientific thing that the hips and the large booty says? The scientific thing that the hips and the large booty says is, I have a lot of DHA. So I can produce really, really intelligent babies. That's what that is. So remember that the reward center in the brain is designed to keep the species going. So the things that you're attracted to, the things that your reward system rewards you for, are the things that keep the species moving forward, keep the species progressing, keep the species alive. So you like them big booties because that is a sign that that woman can make great babies. Yeah. Even white guys, classic white guys, right? Because the classic white guy taste versus black guy taste is what? Black guys are interested in hips and booty. White guys are interested in breasts. The breast is about feeding a baby. Oh yeah, ooh, she got them big. Oh yeah, she got them big jugs. Yeah, she's going to produce a really, really strong baby. So the butt and the hips says intelligence, and the nice breast says physical strength, immunity, those types of things. So now if you got the big breast and the big butt and the hips, you can produce really intelligent children that are physically gifted. Even though we be on some ratchet shit with it. You know what I'm saying? We is what it is. Everything that's ratchet that we're attracted to is not evil or wicked or bad or whatever the case may be. Just niggas don't stay in the studio long enough to understand where their urges and cravings and the things that they like come from. You understand what I'm saying? So you'll see who I married. I'm indulgent in my cravings than a motherfucker. Ooh, nigga, what?
It was my first time walking to the airport as a married woman. Instantly, as I walked, I looked over and I saw it. I saw a lollipop. My first thought was, I just wondered. Then I'm like, wow, I never experienced a lollipop with my husband.
That was just a message from our sponsors. yo, listen, listen. We gotta listen. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So doesn't matter if you're a white guy, yellow guy, red guy, black guy. Understand some of your what is now termed to be toxic masculinity. See, we have to reclaim our masculinity, right? We have to start saying fuck all that. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm holding down. So if you call this ignorance, fine. But yeah, I like, I like big butts and I can't not. Or, I'm sure they had an opposite song, like Dolly Parton was the GOAT for a long time. And she wasn't just, she didn't just look good. Dolly Parton also was a sharp businesswoman. She had a lot of intellectual property that made her very rich. She wrote a lot of Whitney Houston songs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, right? The whole Nazi thing was based on the fact of getting rid of genetically more dominant races so that, listen, because we got to bring it full circle, so that the haplotype that they identified as the master race or potential master race could actually take that step forward and claim that title, right? But this is the reason why they had done so many experiments to see the differences between black genetics and quote unquote European or German or Gaulish genetics, right? So that they could compare and see what was there, what was missing, what was different. And one of the things that they came up with was all of the steroids. This is how steroids was first produced. The German scientists synthesized steroids from black follicles, black skin follicles. So steroids were natural hormones, peptides, etc., that they synthesized from North Africans and started to taking and dominated the Olympics with. Remember that. Steroids only became illegal when a black guy started to win using them. But for a long time, steroids were perfectly legal in sports. They didn't ban them. And even after they banned them, they didn't take away any of the gold medals that Germany had won using steroids. So that's the thing you got to understand. So that's the thing y'all got to understand is, you know, even during the situation that we just had a few years for, 2, 3 years here, they were collecting blood plasma and identifying a unknown fighting agent in certain people's blood plasma that they couldn't really identify what it was, but uh yeah, some people's plasma had a unidentified fighting agent in there. We'll leave it at that, right? So yeah, I just want to keep y'all on task. Hold. Give me 1 second. Have a word from our sponsor.
Your support is greatly needed, greatly appreciated, and we utilize 100% of the support in the continuing effort to not only bring you cutting edge research, but to support.
All right, so let's get back. I just need y'all to be able to follow the breadcrumbs with this and make it all relevant, right? So there was a war already going on where millions of people got killed over haplotypes. So don't think this is a game. People are not playing with this information. The only people playing with this information are you guys. The only people playing with this information is you guys. Because if y'all knew what y'all was getting here watching the doctor with the gold teeth, y'all would be out sharing these fucking videos a lot more. Y'all would be out sharing these videos a lot more. Instead of hogging them up like a secret society, like share these, right? Okay, so let's go back over here to our man Carl. All right, so let's just go through this article. We got time. Karl Landsteiner, born in Vienna, 1868. He graduated from the Vienna Medical School in 1891. All right. In the background, though, just know that Max Planck is rocking and rolling with black body radiation. I always got to make sure that I add that point. Right? Black body radiation. We really got to make sure that. So this is going on at the same time. They're studying how black bodies absorb and radiate light on the one hand, and on the other hand, we've got my man Carl over here doing this thing with the blood, right? So when Carl is going through school, he's studying all this Max Planck stuff that's going on. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Anyway, he devoted himself to research in bacteriology, hematology, immunology. Landsteiner's intellectual curiosity was centered on fundamental questions about the specificity of anti-sera directed against various antigens, right? So that is the serum and the antigens kind of not going along with each other, right? The serum and the antigens having beef, kind of, right? Think about that. The serum and so the liquid and then the stuff on the actual blood cells like not fitting together. This is interesting because the only way that could happen is if the antigens somehow came from a foreign source than the blood plasma. Okay, now, wakey.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
Again, Landsteiner's intellectual curiosity was centered on fundamental questions about the specificity of anti-sera directed against various antigens. His research with chemically modified proteins also led to the concept of the specificity of serological reactions, defined in his classical book on this subject. The attachment of small organic molecules to proteins, which in 21 he called haptens, was the foundation of future immunological research in the nature of antibody combining sites, antigenic determinants, and antibody antigen binding forces. In 1930, Landsteiner was awarded the Nobel Prize for his description of the ABO blood group system, which he himself considered an accidental discovery. Landsteiner discovered human blood groups in 1900 and laid the foundation for the modern medical practice of blood transfusion. The ABO blood groups have a role in physiology beyond their importance for blood transfusion. Let's read that one more time, because I know some of you niggas might be going to sleep at all these big words hitting you upside the head at one time. The ABO blood groups have a role in physiology beyond their importance for blood transfusion. Beyond their importance for blood transfusion. Interesting. In the past few years, red cell antigens, A and B carbohydrate structures, have been found on a variety of cells, tissues, and proteins, indicating that these antigens might be involved in different physiological processes. Body.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
One time for the one time. I know y'all want me to do it.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game? Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Huh? Oh shit. Hey. I know, Amber. You see, but Amber, this is you know, what else am I gonna do, Amber? What else am I gonna do? I gotta teach. I gotta teach. I gotta teach. You know what I'm saying? This is why I don't, you know, go crazy that the numbers be low of the videos, because I'm always rebuilding a channel. I mean, like permanent rebuild mode. I'm the master builder, right? They keep me in building mode indefinitely. It's all good, right? But see, we can get these books, right? We can get the books out. See the books. And no matter what y'all think I'm saying now, trust me, what I'm saying now is definitely get the books. Is yeah. Right? But we done went through a lot of that's a lot of information right there. Now remember, hold on, because we gotta bust something up. I told y'all we was going in today, right? It ain't just the out of Africa theory. We busting up. Hold on. As I've been telling y'all, this is goofy for a long time. But y'all keep insisting on asking me about this. So it tells me that either you niggas, like something's wrong with you niggas. I just don't get it. Like, what's wrong with these niggas? What is happening out there? All right? What is happening with my brothers and sisters losing their mind? Right? Y'all keep asking me about this. Can we put this shit to rest? Can we put this to rest? Can you guys be instantly converted to an army of, you know, righteous teachers that correct this foolishness? This is literally a brand that has been pimping and misleading you guys. Them books are still misleading niggas right now. Right now, today, there's brand new people that have purchased those books and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat right for my blood type. Huh? You mean you're gonna eat right for the foreign substances that are attached to your blood? You know, something that's on the outside of the cell. Think about this. Cellular metabolism takes place on the inside of the cell, right? Yes. See, John Q. Public doesn't know even this basic shit, right? But cellular metabolism happens in the cell. So why would I be eating for something that's on top of the cell or outside the cell? I should be eating to power whatever's going on inside the cell. That's where metabolism and cellular respiration and all the fly shit's going on at, inside the cell. So why would I be eating for the shit that covers the cell? Why would I do that? To starve the cell. Think about this. If I eat stuff for like, let's call these things like gatekeepers in a way. If I eat for the gatekeeper, well, what's getting in the gate? Not to mention that these are just sugars. Listen to what I'm saying. These are sugars. These are sugars. These are sugars. Do you see that right there in that paper? So we could take it off of the doctor with the gold teeth. Look at that. What does that say right there? What does that say right there? Carbohydrate structures. I told you. They've been pimping you with sugar in so many different ways, you don't even know what's going on.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
I have to do the Dougie Fresh on you niggas. I'm gonna have to do the Yo, I'm gonna have to hit you niggas with a little Dougie. What?
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Yeah. See, this is why they mad. They don't even understand. They just selling you a lot of products like
period. You just got to have the nutrients. So are you going to pay $1,000 to have this nutrient profile circulating in your blood, or you going to pay $65 and you get all these herbs and the vegan vitamin D3?
They got the blue magic on her.
Just saying. All right, let's get back to work. Let's get back to work, right? The blood group O has an edge in Darwin's concept. Uh-oh, there's Darwin. So now out of Africa, then pop back up. Here's Darwin. Darwin's concept of the survival of the fittest because it confers protection from vascular diseases. Wait, what? What's happening right now? What is happening right now? Huh? I'll rewind for the niggas that just tuned in and the niggas that are slow in the back. We were in, what book are we in? We were in Race Hustlers Volume 1. The one that you niggas are scared to purchase because you scared that, oh my God, Enqi was, it's so much drama in there. Enqi was, arguing with other men. And, it's so much drama going back and forth. I'm going to let the women get away with saying shit like that. But you men that are upset and you feel squeamish and weird because I'm always fighting niggas, you niggas are you got some you got too much agglutination carbohydrate. Yeah, y'all need some push-ups. Y'all need to join the Blue Magic Heart Challenge immediately. Think about it now. Didn't I tell y'all it was levels to this shit? Now, what level of importance, how does that change the game for you? The Blue Magic Heart Challenge, when Charles Darwin, that these goofy niggas say clearly is the GOAT of all science because he came with the out of Africa theory. Well, he's saying that the original blood type has unknown protections built in for the heart. Carl Landsteiner, guy discovered blood type, says he talks about the changes and the mutations and the differences and blah, blah, blah. But you remember there has to be an original. There has to be an original before you get deviations, mutations, variations, any kind of Asians that come together and then form what? Nations, right? Haplotypes, right? Because all of everything you see going on around you is based on this. Now, hood shit may not be based on this, at least not directly. But when you talk about money and power, how is money and power passed down? Genetics. How are genetics defined? Family. How's family defined? Haplotypes. How are haplotypes defined? Single nucleotide polymorphisms. So all the wealth and the wars and to maintain the wealth and all the shit that's going on, like what's going on in the Middle East, is based on what we got going on here, this information. So if you really want to understand what's going on in the world, you need this science. Otherwise, you just seeing shit that's happening. You can't understand it. No matter how many Instagram posts from other unscientifically astute niggas you read. Right? I'm just saying.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Okay. Protection from vascular diseases. Man, I swear I can't make this shit up. Many studies have established the relationship between the ABO blood groups and the risk of coronary heart disease, atherosclerosis, venous thrombosis. Hypercoagulation is a risk factor for vascular diseases. It can be caused by excessive concentrations of protein whose functions is to maintain hemostasis, which such proteins include factor 8 and von Willebrand factor. Now, here's what they do, right? Because remember, the subject that we're talking about is microRNA versus nutrition, right? So what they do is they subtract the vitamin K. They pull the vitamin K out. They pull the vitamin K out because your blood may be too thick. Your blood may be too thick. Vitamin K feeds the body the things that it needs to produce more of these thickening agents. Vitamin K. See, listen, this is what you need. Y'all need to get this book. Y'all need all these race hustler books. I don't even know why I'm singling out books. But if you get this book, right? This book has the biochemistry in it. This book tells you not just only about, like, let's take a look. Let's flip through the book. All right, hold on. Right? It goes into the various compounds that we have so you could get a full, like, it goes through all that, but then it goes into the origin of nutrition and minerals and vitamins and how they were discovered and what did they do and what they're supposed to do and where they should be used at and where they come from. And
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
so this is where they come with the school of thought that says you should have an aspirin every day, right? What is an aspirin? It's a blood thinner. It's a blood thinner, right? What is warfarin? Warfarin. What is warfarin? What is warfarin? Listen to what I'm saying. Warfarin. What is that? Warfare. It sounds like the act of waging war, right? Like you're in the process of waging war. But that's actually a medication that thins out your blood, stronger than aspirin. So they give that to a lot of people to stop the, the thickening of the blood. And so when you're on blood thinners, they tell you that you can't eat certain what? Vegetables. Because certain vegetables will counteract the drugs and thicken up the blood. The natural stuff. The natural stuff is going to thicken up the blood. Yeah. Let's take a look and see. Let's see if we could just pull up some, and then you could. Let's see what we got here. Y'all know we on. We're gonna jump over the wiki with it. Amber get nervous when we start going in. She's like, "AK, you can't win." She like, "Adrian, you can't win." I can't. And she's not lying. But we can together, though. See, if I stand alone, then it's over. But if you guys sending them cash, huh? If y'all hitting the website, y'all like, hold up. Black Friday, Enqi giving this shit away. Let me order 5 orders or 10 orders. Let me make sure my whole job order. We all right. We'll be good. Right? And, let me get over here to it. Anticoagulants. Okay. Anticoagulants, commonly known as blood thinners, are chemical substances that prevent or reduce coagulation of blood, prolonging the clotting time. Some of them occur naturally in blood-eating animals such as leeches and mosquitoes, where they help keep the bite area unclotted long enough for the animal to obtain some blood. As a class of medications, anticoagulants are used in therapy for thrombotic disorders. Oral anticoagulants are taken by many people in pill or tablet form, and various intravenous anticoagulant dosage forms are used in hospitals. And look at this right here. They got the right here, warfarin. Some anticoagulants are used in medical equipment such as sample tubes, blood transfusion bags. Interesting, right? Doesn't that link us back to our overall subject? Right? Heart, lung machines. Interesting. Dialysis equipment. Wait a minute, black folks. What's going on here? One of the first anticoagulants, warfarin. I didn't make that word up. Warfarin was initially approved as what? What? What does that say? Rodenticides are chemicals made and sold for the purpose of killing rodents, while commonly referred to as rat poison. I'm gonna just let y'all have this. Y'all need a moment for this shit to soak in. I feel like y'all.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
What we do right now? Enqi sips moss. Enqi sips moss. Yeah. After that, we go Enqi sips moss. Yeah. So let's just go back over here. Right? So let's go warfarin. Some of you niggas might be on this right now. Right? It's an anticoagulant used as medication under several brand names, including Coumadin. Okay, some of you niggas might be on this. Okay? Some of you niggas might be on this. Now, look, what I told y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, I'm the GOAT. I need to see the type of shit going on. Listen, it took LeBron 20 years. LeBron got to play basketball. LeBron's older than some of the coaches in the league. And he's scoring like I, I got to get my respect like LeBron, bro. The GOAT, who's the GOAT? It should not even be in question, bro. Come on, look what I said. Word for word. Now watch it. Look. What does it say right here? How does warfarin work? How does it work? Decreases blood clotting by blocking vitamin K. Huh? By blocking vitamin K. Blocking vitamin K epoxide reductase, an enzyme that reactivates vitamin K. Without sufficient active vitamin K clotting factors, we have decreased clotting ability. Anti-clotting protein C and protein S are also inhibited to a lesser degree. I'm just saying. I'm the GOAT with this shit. Seriously. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All I'm saying, hey, listen. All right, we up out of here, man. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. I'm just yeah. It's hot. It's hot. We out of here. We out of here. This is hot shit right here. This hot shit right here. Look. Hold on. Look. Look at this right here. Onion. This is why I tell you, you don't necessarily need always to turn to medication if you know the food. Remember, all this stuff is in nature. Food can be your medicine. Look at all these foods that you could use to have. Look at this. Look at that. Bilberry, celeries, right? Ginkgo, right? Papaya, pomegranate, red clover, right? Yeah. Look, and look at this one. Willow bark. What is willow bark? Does anybody know what willow? Hey, did y'all screen start the buffering and all that shit just now too? Hold on. Did y'all just started the buffering and all that shit? Yo, did y'all screen start buffering? Oh my goodness. Amber, you better stop. Look, willow bark. What I told you, I said two things. I said the warfarin and I said the aspirin. Remember, I said two things. I said warfarin, then I said the aspirin. So they didn't put it the aspirin, they put willow bark. But you see, watch. Let's click on this willow bark. See? These niggas think they know herbs. These niggas don't know no fucking herbs. Let's skip on down. What we got here? Pest and disease, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now let's see what they're saying. The leaves and the bark of the willow have been mentioned in ancient texts from Assyria, Sumer, and Egypt. And in ancient Greece, the physicians Hippocrates wrote about its medicinal properties. The Ebers Papyrus, we're going to skip on down to the Ebers Papyrus, right? Rome, blah, 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 blah. Look at this one. Remember the cinchona bark, where they get the quinone from, that, the hydroquinone, whatever that thing is, that Trump was promoting, right? It's all right here, right? Now, hold on. Are they going to just tell us what they need to tell us? Damn, they're going crazy. Warfare, blah, 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 art, environment, blah, culture. Okay, they're going crazy. Okay. So I guess we got to read through all this to figure out that this is where aspirin comes from. Here we go. Bang. All right. Now, obviously, a medical school gonna say whatever they're gonna say, but right, it's here. It's here. And for the record, all herbs are less strong than medicine. All natural plants are less strong than medicine. So this is why I'm not against hospitals or doctors or medicine if you know what you're doing. Right? Because sometimes you need a faster action. It's a trade-off. If you go the natural way, the results take longer to get. But because the results take longer to get, they're easier to keep going forward. And also, there's less risk of side effects. If you speed up the process, you get faster results, boop, but you have a slightly higher risk to a much higher risk of side effects, and those results might not be sustainable, right? So this is where, again, personal goals, personal situation comes into play. You know what I'm saying? This is why wealthy people have doctors, like medical doctors, and they have naturopathic doctors or holistic guys, right? And trainers and nutritionists and diet, cooks and blah. They discuss their stuff with their staff. They got the holistic nigga, the doctor, the surgeon. They got all them guys sitting together like, okay, so where we at? How do I come back next season? What should I do? Should we go with surgeon, or you know what I mean? Like they sitting down with a collective, because if you talk to the holistic guy, clearly he's gonna sell you some herbal shit. You talk to the surgeon, clearly he's gonna pull out his knife. If you talk to the medical guy, clearly he's gonna pull out medicine, right? So you as the person kind of need to talk to everybody to figure out best strategy. And then if you choose medicine, right, is there some foods and some herbs that can help before and after? If there's a surgery, you put it together for best potential outcome. When it's separate, that's when it gets crazy. When it's separate, that's when it gets crazy. But here's the thing. And now I'm glad you brought that up, because right here is where politics comes in. Right here is where politics comes in. This is why I need you niggas to start being more politically active, more politically astute. In 2024, we're getting ready to get real serious with the politics side to this. Yes, we are. I'm going to need y'all help. So don't get squeamish and try to get too fucking smart and say, oh, well, Democrats and Republicans are bad guys and I'm not participating in blah, blah, blah. Nigga, you participate every time you go to the supermarket, every time you go to the gas station, every time you pay your rent, your mortgage. Stop it. You are a participant in politics, whether you like it or not. Right? So here's a prime example. Biden rallied the troops by saying he is going to cap insulin prices at $35 because blah, blah, blah. And people are going to start saving money left and right because he's going to lower the price of the insulin. How do you think that worked? How do you think that worked? Because it's a whole bunch of different shit that goes on at the same time, right? So when he brings down the insulin price, do you know what happens? Surgeries go up. The cost of surgeries goes up. Whoop! He's gonna go down as the god of inflation. Biden, this senile economic shit that he got going on, backed by the Democrats, he's gonna go down as the god of inflation. So insulin goes down a little bit, right? Insulin goes down, but then surgeries is going up, and insurances is going up. Insurance is going up. Now, here's the underplay for the overplay, right? This is how they give you something that you thought you wanted, but later on it rams you in the asshole and you never figured out what's happening. So now when the insulin goes down and the insurance goes up, watch. The Democrats' next thing they're going to start discussing is targeting insurance companies. Right? They bring the insulin down, insurance goes up. So now they get, oh yeah, we got to target these insurance companies. No, you niggas are the problem because you made the insurance prices go up with the inflation, right? So now when they attack the insurance company or try to, the rhetoric is going to be, we got to lower the insurance. What does that cause? That gets people to say what? They just want to subscribe into the free version of healthcare, which is the shit they've been trying to push on niggas for the last 20 years, 30 years. So they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to stop discussing this free healthcare thing where basically people pay for the healthcare. It's not free. Right? So let me explain to you how free healthcare would work under the Democrat program that they keep trying to push. Right? This is why these papers be like 20,000 papers when it comes out, because they know nobody's going to read this shit. Well, a few of us are going to read it. Right? Cash App Dr. Enqi for reading all types of bullshit that you don't want to read. Damn it. Yeah, $ Minister Enqi. Cash App Dr. Enqi for reading all kinds of long head book. Remember the hen and the little bird, the shit from the cartoons? Long head books. Cash App Dr. Enqi for reading all these fucking long head books that you decided to watch, Diddy and Cassie. You niggas were catching up on Diddy and Cassie shit while I was reading all this bullshit. Right? So listen, here's how it works. And I know that you niggas are not with this shit. I know that you niggas are not with this shit. Even my guy Osborne and me and Osborne, we be going at it about politics. But I know you niggas are not with this shit. Now check this out. This is the blueprint. This is what's in the papers that you're not going to read. Right? So, like I know, out in the world, there's groups of people that are spending hundreds of dollars on supplements, right? Look, put your hand up. If you're one of those people right now, put your hand up. I don't give a fuck if you at work, if you at home, if you spend over $100 a month on herbs, vitamins, minerals, fucking smoothie powder, hemp powder. If you spend more than $100 a month on that, put your hand up, right? If you out there with a gym membership, now we adding more shit to it now. Think of this. If you have a gym membership and you spend hundreds of dollars on supplements, I want you to put your hand up now because now you a super elite nigga. So you already elite because we're going to assume now. I didn't say change the diet. So we just saying we all smoking Newports and drinking Pepsis. Let's just say that. And we eating pork, BLTs for breakfast, bacon, lettuce, tomatoes. We eat pork for breakfast. We drink Pepsis and we smoke Newports. Or if you're a white person, I'm going to give you a pass and say you smoking them, what do white? They're Marlboros. You smoking Marlboros. So everybody here is either smoking Marlboros or Newports. We drinking Pepsi or Coca-Cola. And we having pork, right? Yeah, that's what we on, right? Now, if you spend over $100 in supplements, multivitamins, herbs, it don't matter. Whether you getting the Amazon shit or Dr. Enqi shit, we just talking about money. You automatically are at an elite level of nutrition compared to these niggas, right? You didn't change your diet. You didn't do no push-ups yet. You just buying this supplementation, right? Oh, come on. See, Amber's out of control. You the one that we need to watch out for. You the one that's out of control. Niggas doing the vape shit with the Zen. I'm done. Right? So look, now you up here. Right? So now guess what? If you got a gym membership, I didn't even say you're using your gym membership because 80% motherfuckers with a gym membership don't go to the gym. But you just got the conscious mindset that you should be in the gym, damn it. You at another elite level than John Q. Public. You done, hey, we're moving on up, moving on. You George and Wheezy with this shit, right? What the politicians are saying, the Democrats, is that you guys, now, what if you niggas done turned vegan? Whoop. You look at that. You done went off the computer screen. You niggas is at such an elite level, you off the computer screen. Remember, I told y'all years ago, there's multiple types of 1%ers. Remember, you got the 1%ers financially, but then you got the 1%ers intellectually, and you got the 1%ers physically. And usually they go together. Not always, because some people inherit wealth. A lot of people inherit wealth. But the new money is always based on somebody who's a 1%er mentally or physically. Those are the guys that comes into wealth. Anyway, you up there now. You exercising, eating certain supplementation, you doing all this shit. Now, all this take money. All this take money, and it takes time for you to dedicate to improving your mental health and your physical health. What they're saying, the Democrats, is that you should pay a tax, basically. Yeah, because the free Medicaid or the free insurance is not going to be free. It's only really going to be free for the bottom people. So they want the people that are having the green juices and the kale salad and all this other shit. And maybe you didn't go vegan, but you buying, I don't know, Wagyu beef or whatever the fuck it is you on. You know what I'm saying? Like you still at the highest level of whatever you're trying to do. You dedicate time and to figuring out your body and matching it with the best of whatever you can get. They want you to pay for the niggas that are having the 6-packs of 50-cent beer. Yeah. Those niggas standing outside the store that got the can of beer, or they got the can of beer at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hold on. Niggas that got cans of malt liquor at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. They want you niggas that are jogging at 6 a.m. to pay for the niggas that are standing in front of the grocery store with the 50-cent beer at 8 a.m. Huh? Not pay for my children's health? You want me to pay for niggas that are blubbery, that are eating pork and having, their Marlboro or their Newport with their BLT with get the what? That's called socialism. That's called that socialism program. Yeah. You have to be careful because the door is open. And you black folks, you're not in the equation. Because type 2 diabetics are not the people at the top of the food chain for insulin. You think you are because you're also diabetic, but no. The insulin is more of a financial burden for people that have type 1 diabetes or a form of type 1 diabetes. Because they're called what? What does that mean? Insulin dependent. And although we got a few Dame Dashes running around, dumbass Dame, that's what we're going to call him, dumbass Dame. This thing got diabetes, and what do? He got inheritable diabetes, meaning it's passed down to his children. And this nigga opens up cookie businesses with his kids. Cookie businesses. And then you niggas are at home saying, yo, Enqi be hating on everybody. What? I'm confused. I'm just saying that niggas with diabetes, inheritable diabetes, is not supposed to open up cookie businesses with their kids. That's all I'm saying. Why the fuck he didn't open up a salad business with his children? What's happening? My number's public. Dame should send me a text like, Enqi, I think we need to get together and open up some of that shit you talking about. Just saying. That's not hating. The fuck's going on with you niggas at home that think diabetics should open up sugar businesses with their kids? Yeah. Yeah. We say if we stand around and we applaud that, oh, Dame Dash, an entrepreneur. He's doing amazing. No. That's you niggas still confused about money. Dame Dash is in slavery. The people that control his medicine control his life. Period. If you're confused about that, enter in Michael Jackson. The niggas that control his medicine controlled his life and ended it. Not up for discussion. Yeah. Now, mind you, it takes us back to the eat right for your blood type bullshit, because what are the blood types? Carbohydrates. So what's the chance that the blood types, the A and the B antigens are carbohydrates? Cocaine is carbohydrates. Crack is carbohydrate. I mean, how? Listen, I'm just saying it's a hell of a lot of carbohydrate shit going on that we need to investigate. Listen, it's a hell of a lot of carbohydrate shits going on that we need to investigate. At the bare minimum, all these things seem to say one thing to me. That clearly we have a misunderstanding of carbohydrates. Because kale is also carbohydrates. Watermelons, mangoes. What is happening? You mean mangoes and kale are carbohydrates, But also crack and cocaine is also a carbohydrate. Wait, and then the antigens that tell me which blood type I got is also carbohydrates? And now in 2023, the science is saying that these antigens is not just on the blood, these antigens is on tissues all over your body. What? Hold on. See, listen. We cooking. You just don't know that we cooking yet. We cooking because you niggas don't know that we cooking yet. Listen, hold on, man. Y'all niggas better stop playing with me, man. Just say the fucking GOAT. In 2024, y'all shouldn't even say Dr. Enqi no more. I should just be referred to as the GOAT.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Watch how we do this shit. Let's go back to this paperwork for a second. Watch how we do this shit. Look. Let's go back over here now. Let's go back over here. Look. Let's go right back here. Right? Now, mind you, where is this article from? This is from the British Journal of Hematology. This is not from the doctor with the gold teeth. Right? Pay attention. In the past few years, red cell antigens, right, carbohydrate structures, have been found on a variety of cells, tissues, and proteins, indicating that these antigens might be involved in different physiological processes. Do you see what that hat say? Do y'all understand where the fuck y'all at? You might not understand where y'all at. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. We getting ready to spin the block on these niggas one time for the one time. Watch this. We getting ready to spin the block. We getting ready to spin the block. Come on. Let's spin the block. What is this thing right here? I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question. What is this? Can somebody tell me what this is right here again? Can somebody tell me what this is? Can somebody tell me what this thing is? What is this thing here? How does this thing work? How does this thing work? What's this thing measuring? Your blood over the last 3 months. Hold up. The last 3 months. Oh, the blood cycle. Remember, the blood cycle is 90 to 120 days. So it's measuring the sugar, the last blood. But how is it doing that? Interesting. Let's see if we have one that's straightforward. How does it do that? Let's go right here. WebMD looks like it's going to get right to cutting the chase. Right to cutting the chase. What does it say right here? It's also called HbA1c, glycated hemoglobin test, or glycohemoglobin. What is that? How the test works. The sugar in your blood is called glucose. When glucose builds up in your blood, it binds to the hemoglobin. What? So the sugar. Wait a minute. So sugar that's. Yo, I'm telling you, you got to watch these carbohydrates. Now listen, sugars are crystals, right? Sugars are crystals. This is why we have to pay attention. It's why we have to pay attention when we have these conversations and we understand that the basic design of the body is a crystal lattice structure, right? Crystal lattice structure. So if you add crystals on top of crystals, it will change how the crystals function. It will amplify or inhibit, mute out the crystal's ability to.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Yeah, see, this is the part right here where you go, oh, yeah.
Your
We got
support is greatly needed, greatly appreciated, and we utilize.
All right. So y'all better stop playing around. Anyway. All right. So we moving. Let's go back. I think we're going to leave this here because we probably will need to revisit this again. So anyway, we haven't even gotten to the gold book yet. 2 hours. We ain't even get to what we supposed to be talking about yet. But this is our Black Friday special shit, and we haven't had one of these classes in a minute, right? We ain't had one of the classic, you know what I mean? We to our 90 minute. I'm trying to keep it square. 90 minutes. Keep it on the square, right? 90 degrees, 90 minutes. All right. Anyway, you'll get that, right? So remember, we on page 30 inside Race Hustlers Volume 1, right? I told y'all, don't judge a book by its cover. You niggas thought this was the only thing going on in this book. Y'all are very confused. Don't judge a book by its cover. You need this book, and not to have this book, because a lot of you niggas have this book, but you're not reading it. I need you niggas to read it. We're not deep into the book. This is not some shit that's buried in the book. We're on page 30. Yeah, we're on page 30 in this book. Haplotype being a physical grouping of genomic variants that tend to be inherited together. A specific haplotype typically reflects a unique combination of variants that reside near each other on a chromosome, and recombinations between these variants are rare. A haplotype can be limited to a single gene, or it could be larger and include multiple genes. Okay? Now, in the book, I proceed to give examples of single nucleotide polymorphisms that are hyper specific to our research, right? But just a few so that you could look them up. So I'll let you go look up MITF, P53, MC1R, KITLG, SLC4A4. The list goes on, right? But there's a bunch of them here that you could look up. Even variations in POMC. Hold on. Did you niggas know that there are single nucleotide polymorphisms that relate to POMC production? What you talking about, Enqi? What you talking about, Willis? Well, POMC, right? POMC is the precursor of melanin stimulating hormone. So if you've got variations in that, that means you're producing higher amounts of melanin stimulating hormone or higher amounts of adrenaline. Huh? This may be the origin of people that are more sensitive to electronics versus niggas that like to jump out of airplanes. They tend to not be the same group of people. People that are sensitive to electronics are the people that got candles burning in their crib, incense. They playing classical music sometime, even. Anyway, they tend to be, more peace-loving, more adrenaline. They like to jump out of airplanes. They watching, the type of movies with a lot of blood and violence, gore, like gore. Yeah, they like that. Yeah, they like that. We're talking about neurochemistry now. And people that like gore tend to be like, for instance, like your Jeffrey Dahmer, for instance. Or forget Jeffrey Dahmer. Whoa, let's take him off the table. Carl Landsteiner. This nigga's documented at cutting open a human a day. 3,600 people he did body autopsies, full body autopsy in 10 years. That's 360 people a year he cut open. I would say if he was watching movies, he would probably tend to be able to follow the storyline more closely in a bloody, gory movie than somebody who is averse to seeing all that violence. Because if you see somebody's head get cut off and you're not comfortable with that, you're not going to be able to watch the show long enough to get into the storyline and figure out, what the writer's trying to communicate. The visuals will stop you. Whereas if you're comfortable with the blood and gore, what messed me up one time? I had an experience with a dentist. Homeboy had his sandwich and all that, like his lunch. It was on a tray with, like, he had done some surgeries and pulled out some teeth and maybe a little bit of gum tissue. And it was like blood, tissue, teeth, all this shit was on the table. And he was on the cell phone eating his lunch off to say, I was like, blood fucking clot. What the shit? What the fuck? But you got to be happy that he put his inclination to good use. Because if there's no job for him to, rip out your bones and tissues, he could just be a maniac ripping out blood and tissues for free. They found the nigga, put him to good use types. You got to think like this. Thank God for the way the structure of our society is. A lot of maniacs are, think about Lawrence Taylor. Like, nigga, if Lawrence Taylor was not playing football, Jesus Christ, that nigga would probably had like 10 life sentences. Yeah. They found his talent. Like, oh, you like to inflict pain on niggas. Okay, let me get you to, just put on this outfit here and just crash into some of those other niggas over there and just hurt anybody who doesn't have on the same outfit as you. We're going to cut you a check. He's like, what? That's all I have to do? It works better if you get the guy holding the ball at the same time. Ah! Yeah. So you got to understand this, right? So, all right. Race Hustlers. We could not have a book series called Race Hustlers without getting some definition on race. Because if that is the case, we would be no better than race hustlers, right? So race. Each of the major groupings into which humankind is considered to be divided on the basis of physical characteristics or shared ancestry, right? Physical characteristics or shared ancestry. Where does physical characteristics come from? Your genes, right? So how are people genes classified? Haplotypes. How are haplotypes created? By single nucleotide polymorphisms, right? So now we have the working definition that race is built on haplotypes and haplotypes is built on single nucleotide polymorphisms, right? This is according to Oxford, not the doctor with the gold teeth, right? This is all important for this conversation, right? The fact or condition of belonging to a racial division or group, or the qualities or characteristics associated with this. A group or set of people or things with a common feature or features. The feature or features being the haplotypes, being the single nucleotide polymorphism, right? Okay. So they say you talk like your dad, you look like your dad, you act like your dad, you act like your mama, you look like your mama. What my man Juvenile said. When you look at some cashy, you get it from my mom, right? And listen, Micaiah, right? People like, oh, she's from the sex universe and OnlyFans and blah blah blah. So in that space, the IG models that do the walkaways with the big booties and all that, most of those girls have fake butts. You know what I'm saying? It was important for me to verify the validity of the fat booty. Yeah. Her mama got that same booty. Her mama got that same booty. And then I went and checked and researched the family. Most of the aunties and cousins and all of them got that booty. Just saying. Fake booties. Listen. Fake booties. Now, check this shit out. Listen to this. This is important for you to pay attention to. Because we living in a world where it's going to be so much fake bodies and all that. It's going to be a lot of shit that happens that we're not accounting for. Right? So you got to remember, fake booties is not a part of genetics. Think about this. I got daughters. A lot of shit that you guys don't have to think about, I think about on a regular basis. Right? So I have daughters. I understand how society affects little girls' ideas about themselves. And their ideas about themselves are where they're going to be able to get their self-confidence from, their womanhood, right? Because it starts as information first, knowledge, right? Because some little girls are pumped full of knowledge that when they grow up, they think womanhood is their ability to earn as much money as a man and outman a man. You know what I'm saying? Then you got some little girls that grow up with information in their mind. As a woman, they got to stay out of man's business. And man's business means making money, and they should be at home with a man paying for everything, and they should just be, as beautiful as possible and take care of the kids and cook and, stay out of, and then there's, those are two extremes. And then there's a zillion variations in between. But that starts with information. You know what I'm saying? As the primary role model in my children's lives, I always just try to give them as much information so they can make the best decisions that, that they want to make. So that way, if you strike out, well, shit, you planned that. You didn't strike out on dad's instruction, damn it. Right? But if you hit it, you know what I'm saying, and you do your thing, you also didn't, you didn't become successful in whatever that endeavor was on dad's instruction. You did that. You know what I'm saying? You a boss. You know what I'm saying? So self-accountability is, self-sustaining, right? There's the if you're taking care of yourself, the effect of whatever it is that you do or say is immediate. So you can't even dodge accountability. You're self-accountable even if you don't even know what the word is yet. Right? And that's how I teach my little girls. Even when they fall down, scrape their knee, bust their head, fuck up their arm, bust their lip, whatever they're doing, because I have some little girls that never have that kind of thing happen to them. And then some where they're just accident prone. I got 7. So I've got a few tomboys. I got a few hyper girly girls and whatever. Right? But I just try to make them comfortable with whatever they're doing. Yeah, I'm supporting that. Right? But information, right? It starts always with information. So information, right? So blood contributes to these defining features, but there are only 8 major blood groups. 4 main blood groups, right? And then you got the rhesus factor, positive or negative, making each blood group a double, right? So now guess what? Don't we have binary coding in the blood groups? Don't we now have binary coding in the blood groups? AB can be negative or positive. That's 2. B positive, B negative. 2. A positive, A negative. 2. O positive, O negative. 2. I know. I need to hit the button on something real quick. I need to hit the button on something. We cooking, goddammit.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Right? And then, blood is the only thing that doesn't go along with the other inheritance stuff, right? Doesn't go along with the inheritance. So normally, to simplify inheritance from your parents, you're going to get a gene, because your parents have the dominant and the recessive gene each. And some kind of combination of dominant and recessive from both of your parents will determine which one you get, right? You'll have one dominant and then a recessive. Blood doesn't kind of go like that. You kind of have both floating around in there. So if your dad is B and your mom is A, your chances are you probably have AB. Right? If your mom is O negative and your dad is B, when you go to get tested, they're going to tell you you got B negative or B positive. You know what I'm saying? But what they're not telling you is that the O negative is still up in there. Right? Yeah. So blood is its own whole universe. That's why they study blood by itself. Right? And now all of the science coming out of blood is changing, right? Because now you know that you could change your blood type in one lifetime. You can get a bone marrow transplant, a blood transfusion, and that'll change your blood type. Just like that. Why? Because it's going to add those carbohydrates in. It's going to add those sugars in.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Yeah. In case you didn't know, that's carbohydrate that I keep showing in this clip. Yeah. They're cooking carbohydrates, just like you boil greens or any other carbohydrates. That's all they're doing is cooking carbohydrates right there. That's all this is. The same as cooking French fries.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Now, page 33. And I know some people are going to be like, yo, he put that on page 33 on purpose. Page 33. Listen, those out of Africa niggas, they don't like that, what I just showed you. They don't have any good answers for this. Listen, some of them, when you ask them about that, what I just showed you, they're going to start telling you about aliens and other shit. They're going to be telling you they're scientists and blah, scientific researcher and this and that, and scientific literacy and, scientific method and blah, blah, blah. And so you go, okay, cool. Explain this. instantly that super scientific nigga will start telling you a lot of well, you know, aliens. And so what had happened was the ship, the Nibiru, like, what just happened, nigga? You didn't have a scientific, you don't, huh? So anyway, right? Anyway, here you go. Let y'all get a look at this page right here. What is this page? 34. Next page, right? And so it has an example of a bunch of different single nucleotide polymorphisms that may not be interesting if you peruse them, right? And then look, we keep going deeper in this book, though. This is the next chapter. So again, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You niggas have to read this, right? So we get on over here, and then we get into my favorite beautiful area here. Nucleotides and nucleosides. Interesting. Interesting. Now, see, look, I'm at family's house right now. I'm about 5 minutes from my house. So I'm not like out of town or anything, but I'm at family's house. Right. And I don't have my green screen and all of my lights and shit. So I can't do this in my house. Like I can't put the book to the screen and then you can see, because the book, it's got the lights is hitting it so you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But here I can put the book right to the computer. You can see. So, yeah. All right. So I guess we 2.5 hours in. We might as well. Let me see something. We might as well begin having the conversation about what it is we came to discuss, right? Shit. We ain't even get to the subject. But that's how it is, though. I mean, we've been on track. There's just a lot of information, man. Now, you know what? We can't even go to the gold book yet. Now we're going to go to this one. We're going to go to volume 3. Let's go to volume 3 real quick. If you niggas don't have these books, yeah, man. I mean, come on. We listen. Yo, Osborne said, "O is be quiet." Right? Instead of be negative or be positive, O is be quiet. I like that. I like that. That was a bar right there. Right? All right. Folks tuning in after a few hours late. I ain't mad with you. All right, look, let's go to page 220 in volume 3. And see what that says? MicroRNAs in the regulation of melanogenesis. Melanogenesis is the process leading to the synthesis of melanin. I'll read that again for you. Melanogenesis is the process leading to the synthesis of melanin. Okay. This is
Your support is greatly needed, greatly appreciated, and we utilize 100% of the support in the continuing effort to not only bring you cutting edge research, but to support the technical aspect, the media aspect, as well as the living examples of the research. It is one thing to show you this information in books. It is a completely different thing to show you live proof that this information is changing lives. Even if you have not incorporated this information into your lifestyle, just by supporting, you are changing the lives of many others. We greatly appreciate your support. We greatly appreciate your patience. And we can't wait to see you as a living embodiment of this information. Thank you.
Right there. But wait till the big kids come back, and then y'all can have some vitamins.
Okay. I really kind of like it. The yellow
My children believe vitamins is candy. Yo, these niggas believe vitamins is candy. Melanogenesis. So we're in Race Hustlers Volume 3, and we're on page 220.
No, we're not supposed to stop.
MicroRNAs and the regulation of melanogenesis. Melanogenesis is the process leading to the synthesis of melanin, the main substance that influences skin color and plays a pivotal role against UV damage. Altered melanogenesis is observed in several pigmentation disorders. Melanogenesis occurs in specialized cells called melanocytes, physically and functionally related by means of autocrine and paracrine interplay to other skin cell types. Several external and internal factors control melanin biosynthesis and operate through different intracellular signaling pathways, which finally leads to the regulation of microphthalmia associated transcription factor. That's MITF for short. That's one of the genes that I told you about in volume 1, that there are single nucleotide polymorphisms that you might want to be aware of, right? Now, when you go outside, or even when you look around your family, you just did family yesterday. In your family, most of them tend to be within a certain spectrum of pigment, but some of us, you got all kinds of different pigment, to low pigment, to no pigment, to deep pigment, to purple niggas and white folks mixing. Well, chances are they might be messing around with that gene in that space. Maybe, right? What happens when somebody that has this type of MITF messes with somebody with an extremely different type of MITF, right? What do we get? Just saying, study up on it, read up on it, right? I'm just saying, you should read better. Tell me, have you read that lately? Right? So the MITF gene is the key transcription factor involved in melanogenesis and the expression of the main melanogenic enzymes, including tyrosine, right? TYR, right? TYRP1 and TYRP2, right? These are the genes that deal with the tyrosine that you hear about so much from the melanin niggas, right? Oh yeah, the tyrosine and the selenium and the sulfur. See, this is upstream. This is another level. There's levels to this shit, like Meek said, right? This is a whole nother level. This is some other shit. We're not going to tell you no gobbledygook like Yaki, All right, some of y'all be mad when I say that. Yaki's still telling folks that black people have 9 ether hair. Yo, y'all supposed to run when you hear somebody say that you got 9 ether hair. Why should we run when we hear that? Because they're teaching you the same teachings that produced Brother Polite, Nature Boy, and Rashad Jamal. So why would we want to keep on producing these types of individuals? It's going to keep that program going. That program needs to be terminated. Yes, it does. If you understand that your body's electric, then that means that, and that you can learn and unlearn something. That learning something is also programming. Unlearning is unprogramming. So if you can program and unprogram an electronic device, that makes it a computer. That's what your mind does. Math is not something we discovered. Math and music were here before mankind, humankind, or however you want to phrase that, the primate species or whatever, right? Because we are computers. We're living computers. We compute, we calculate. That's what we do. Okay. Anyway, epigenetic factors, including microRNAs, are involved in melanogenesis regulation. MicroRNAs are small, single-stranded, non-coding RNAs of approximately 22 nucleotides in length. Stop. Wait. So nucleotides, hold on now. Some shit going on. Nucleotides are considered the alphabet of your physical creation. And some of you niggas already know what's getting ready to come next. Because there is a language with 22 letters. You know what? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to stick to, we're just going to stay with this. Right? So RNAs of approximately 22 nucleotides in length, which control cell behavior by regulating gene expression, mainly by binding the 3 untranslated region of target mRNAs. This review collects data on the microRNAs involved in melanogenesis and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, we're going to put down volume 3, and then we're going to pick up the gold book. And now that we got all that out the way, now we can have a conversation.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
Hold on. So y'all had dessert, and now y'all want to know about the leftovers? Go ahead and do what y'all doing. No comment. I'm over here. Right now, they get ready to destroy some microRNA shit going on. Ah! All right. So we're gonna go to page 56. Right? 56 in the gold book. Is where we have a nice choice article. It's a nice choice article, not written by the doctor with gold teeth, just highlighted, just referenced for the family, right? So we can go through it, and then we can extrapolate some serious information. Because this is not just an article, this is a science. And niggas are lost when it comes to this, right? Niggas are lost to 87% of what we just discussed, right? But you had to get a guy from where? It's that combination of the Bronx and Harlem to produce the right, you know. Seriously. You instantly know.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Nutrimironics is the study of the influence of diet on the modification of gene expression due to epigenetic processes related to microRNAs. What? Hold on, Doc. Wait a minute. Are you getting ready to say that all this shit, all this slick shit, you getting ready to go back to what niggas ate yesterday? There's nothing else going on with people but biochemistry and neurochemistry. Just niggas don't read. They keep saying over and over, if you want to hide something from niggas, put it in books.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Let's do that again. Nutrimiromics, I'm still undecided, studies the influence of the diet on the modification of gene expression due to epigenetic processes related to microRNAs, which may affect the risk for the development of chronic diseases. MicroRNAs are a class of non-coding endogenous RNA molecules that are usually involved in post-transcriptional gene silencing by inducing mRNA degradation or translational repression by binding to a target messenger RNA. Literally, all those words meant was that microRNA shoot the messenger. You ever hear that saying? Don't shoot the messenger? MicroRNAs shoot the messenger. So, the messenger, here's the messenger. Hold on. Listen, if we didn't add in some pure fuckery, this would not be Dr. Enqi. So, for all of you guys, you know, we just have to do this. Hold on, man. We got to do this, bro. We got to check out. Shout out to my man behind the bar. Shout out to the behind the bar. Shout out to behind the bar, supplying Dr. Enqi with pure fuckery on the holiday season.
Come on, yo, hold on for it, man. Oh, shit. I'm like, yo, won't we sorry, man. We sorry. Please go away. Please.
So you're saying you were at the opposite end of the parking lot when the assailant drew his gun?
Yeah, Bow.
And do you see the gunman who killed Mr. Gant anywhere in the courtroom today?
Hey, yo, what up, Bird?
For the record, you are identifying the defendant, Marquise Hilton.
It's just Bird to me.
And Mr. Little, you had seen him many times before, had you not?
Yeah, we jailed together down the cut. Objection, Your Honor. May we approach? Bird, we slashed that thing.
So you'd actually seen it before the day in question. And on the day in question?
It was in Bird's hand.
When he shot at Mr. Gant.
Yes, ma'am. Bird covered them shiny little pistols. Objection, Your Honor. And the boy too trifling to throw it off even after a daytime murder. You're a lying cocksucker, man! Defendant will regain control. He will be forcibly restrained, and I will clear the...
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Happy birthday to me.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Yo, I'm dead. Listen, Hassan Campbell was trying to deliver a message last weekend. He was delivering a message last weekend, and some microRNA got the hold of him. Okay? That's what happened. Hassan Campbell was delivering a message last weekend, and some microRNA got the hold of him. That's what microRNA does. Hey. Let's go over here. Oh, man. That's hilarious. My bad, y'all. Let me see. What do y'all see? Y'all see the whole thing. Okay, beautiful. I can't see the whole thing at once, right? But you guys got this, I just wanted to put this up here so you guys could get an idea. Oh, no, you don't see the whole thing at once. Let me see something. If we put it up like this, does that change it on the screen? Okay, yeah. All right, so it's big. Pause. Pause, right? But there you go. You should have all 5 parts of that nice little infographic, right? A little infographic. That little infographic, right?
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Now, let's get back to work, right? Yada, 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 yada. Target messenger RNA. Okay. They can be controlled by environmental and dietary factors, particularly by isolated nutrients or bioactive compounds, indicating that diet manipulation may hold promise as a therapeutic approach in modulating the risk of chronic diseases. Huh? Did y'all not hear that? I'm going to read that whole shit again. We're going to go through that whole shit again. Watch this. Nutrimiromics. I keep saying Miromics, but I want to say Miromics. Nutrimiromics studies the influence of the diet on the modification of gene expression due to epigenetic processes related to microRNAs, which may affect the risk for the development of chronic diseases. MicroRNAs are a class of non-coding endogenous RNA molecules that are usually involved in post-transcriptional gene silencing by inducing mRNA degradation or translational repression by binding to a target messenger RNA. They can be controlled by environmental and dietary factors, particularly by isolated nutrients or bioactive compounds. What?
Period. You just got to have the nutrients. So are you going to pay $1,000 to have this nutrient profile circulating in your blood, or you going to pay $65 and you get all these herbs and the vegan vitamin D3, the harmine for your pancreas, the seaweeds from the cold water, and your mama time.
Are y'all starting to see something what we're doing here? That's why I'm telling you. You niggas buying a bunch of shit from the wrong people. They don't know this. So now listen to what they're going to do. And this is what they've been doing. Listen to me. This is how you could catch these niggas slipping. They already got the products they've been selling y'all, right? They cannot change them. So when they watch my videos and start remixing the information into their videos, right? They still gonna point you to their same products and formulas. But guess what? If you watch their content, you will realize that they had those products and formulas before they start teaching you the information. Do you understand what that means?
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Listen, if they had their products and their formulas before they start teaching you this information, that means that they didn't know any of this information when they were putting their formulas together. So their formulas are not created with any of this shit in mind. They don't know this shit. They don't know this shit. See, I learned this as a kid in a wicked kind of way from my dad and uncles, and they was doing something else with them plants to control niggas' neurochemistry.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Listen, they was doing something else with that blue magic. You see, we doing something. We healing niggas with the blue magic because
They got the blue magic on her.
I'm trying to tell you something. Nutrimiromics studies the influence of the diet on modification of gene expression due to epigenetic processes related to microRNAs, which may affect the risk for the development of chronic diseases. MicroRNAs are a class of non-coding endogenous RNA molecules that are usually involved in post-transcriptional gene silencing by inducing mRNA degradation or translation and repression. Okay. We got it. It can be controlled by diet, blah, 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 particularly isolated compounds, boom, boom, boom. Okay. This review summarizes the evidence regarding the influence of nutrients and bioactive compounds. Now, just so you niggas know, bioactive compounds is one of those slick words that they use to hide pigment. So most bioactive compounds are pigments. I need you to know that. Okay? That's how they hide it. So when you hear that, just know most times they, for example, lutein, zeaxanthin, those will be bioactive compounds. They're not vitamins, and they're definitely not elements or minerals. So they have to have another category instead of saying pigments, because then too much shit. If they start saying pigments all the time, like if they said pigments instead of chromosomes when they refer to genes and DNA, you start scratching your head. Like, wait, so the DNA is pigment? And then if they start saying pigment instead of electron transport chain in your mitochondria, like they just didn't say mitochondria, they just said the pigment that does cellular respiration, like you're like, oh, pigment again? So that's, and then if they start talking about thoughts and feelings, and they start talking about your neurons, and they start saying pigment again, and they start talking about your nerves, and they start saying pigment again, and they start talking about your brain chemistry, and they start saying pigment hormones. this shit would get very different very quickly. This shit would get very different very quickly. There would be a lot of people on earth that would have self-esteem issues overnight. And a lot of you niggas at home would feel very empowered. Women would stop. You know what kind of industry? Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Matter of fact, let's look up what I'm saying. Let me show y'all some shit. Because sometimes you need to connect these sciences to real life so you can really understand what we say. Okay, so let's go over here. Are you niggas enjoying the Black Friday special? If you're enjoying the Black Friday special, then you need to let me know. Hold on. If you niggas are at home enjoying the Black Friday special, you niggas need to let me know that you're enjoying the Black Friday special because I should see your name at the end of the day on AmericanHealer.website as somebody that came through the checkout. Or
your support is greatly needed, greatly appreciated, and we utilize one.
Yeah, if you're enjoying this information, you're learning something. I should be earning something. If you're learning something, I should be earning something. If you're not learning anything, but you're being entertained by my variation between cuss words and large words, I should also be earning something. So if you're entertained or if you learned anything, my Cash App should say your name on it. $1, $10, $50. How they do in church? Niggas with $100 bills, I need you on the left side. You got checks, you just wait your turn. You then, 50s. Just saying. Now, let's look at what I'm saying. How much money does the hair industry are we Houston, listen. If they start using just the word pigment, making it plain on their Brother Malcolm shit, make it plain, Brother Malcolm. If they just start using pigment to refer to the magic that happens in mitochondria, the magic that happens in our brains, the magic that happens throughout our nervous system, the magic that happens with our DNA, overnight, the self-esteem issue that Black women and brown women and yellow women and red women instantly have because they are pigment dominant would disappear. And also what would disappear with those self-esteem issues
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Yeah. Bruh. This is why we looking like crazy out there in these streets sometimes, like, let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find one. Let's check out a few of these joints. Yo, hold on. We got to check out some of this shit. We got to check out some of these joints. Look at this here. Come on now.
Look at this damage after thieves used a vehicle to smash into a beauty supply store on Detroit's west side. Once they were inside the store, the thieves ransacked the place, stealing every...
Yeah, see? I'm local to this. This is local.
Hair extension and bundle they could find. The owner says she figures she's lost about $50,000 worth of merchandise. Priya Mann gives us an inside look at the damage.
These thieves smashed through metal shutters and bars, a glass window, and even the brick foundation to get inside. And what a mess they left behind, and they didn't spare a single bundle.
All inventory is gone. There's nothing left.
Every last hair bundle and extension was stolen.
Hold on. Did y'all see the eyewitness, the star witness? Hey, the star witness, she talk about all the bundles is gone. Clearly they not. You still got one or two on right now.
Nothing left.
Every last hair bundle and extension was stolen from this beauty supply store on the west side.
It's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. It's like, oh my God, why is the store so empty?
Around 4 Wednesday morning,
She needed to fix that lace front. I'm just saying, my bad.
thieves got into the store by smashing a vehicle through the front of the building.
Yeah, it's actually a tail light outside. So they full-fledged backed up, came forward. I'm not sure how many times they did it.
Surveillance video from a nearby business shows 3 men walking around the building shortly before the break-in. A U-Haul truck is then seen pulling into the parking lot. AR Virgin Hair had extensive security in place to prevent a theft just like this.
We do a lot. I mean, we have the bars, we have the shutters, we have video surveillance, like it's motion detected and everything.
It wasn't enough. The owner says $50,000 worth of merchandise was taken.
All this damage was not necessary for that.
A Detroit mom and her daughters opened AR Virgin Hair 3 years ago near Telegraph and 7 Mile.
So you ain't got money on you? It's in the truck, huh? All right, how about we wait right here? Talk about that. This is not a game. This is not a game. This is the reason why the beauty supply places are not owned by black folks. How could black people supply beauty? Duh, you don't have beauty. You black women, you're ugly. So you cannot supply beauty if you're ugly. You have to go and purchase it from non-blacks because non-blacks have beauty. And they've got so much beauty that they can sell you some. So before you step out, you know you've got to put on your, you got to tie up your actual hair because that's ugly. And you've got to put on the one you purchased from them other folks. Yeah. You got to cover up your lashes with the other lashes, you know. You know. And that's just the hair. We didn't add in the money of the makeup. That's another business. Because, you got to cover that pigment up. You got to cover that pigment up. Yeah. You've got to cover that up. So the essence of beauty is to purchase foreign features. Pay attention. Because didn't we just explain to you where foreign features come from? Single nucleotide polymorphisms. Oh, shit. Listen, if you learn something, I'm supposed to earn something.
Your support is greatly needed, greatly appreciated, and we utilize 100% of the support in the continuing effort to not only bring you cutting edge research, but to support the technical aspect, the media aspect, as well as
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
Bang. So you guys don't have the single nucleotide polymorphisms, right? Pay attention. You guys have the original. For the handful of people that have been watching this whole program, what I'm saying now is going to start making a lot more sense. If you just tuned in, I'm going to suggest that you rewind the video to the beginning of the live stream, because some of the shit that we're talking about right now is not going to make sense unless you read the books. If you have Race Hustlers Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and you read them, well, you probably didn't read 4 yet because it just came out. But if you got Race Hustlers Volume 1, 2, and 3, then you should be on time with us, right? But other than that, you got to go back to the beginning of the live and start the live from scratch, right? So you people you got the original stuff. You got the original stuff. You don't have the single nucleotide polymorphisms. So you have to go purchase those items. And because beauty is a currency in and of itself. Yeah. We would be lying to ourselves if we didn't say that beauty is going to help you get a job, help you get your relationship that you want, help you get whatever. This is the world that we in. Not maybe the world that everybody would like to be in, but this is the world that we are in. Right? Listen, y'all know what you get here. When you come here, you're going to get you a large plate of statistics, a side order of facts, and a nice, tall, ice cold cup of truth. We don't have nothing else on the menu but facts, truth, and statistics. We got a little comedy. We seasoning it. Those the seasoning. So we have a little comedy and a little cuss words, and we seasons it up. So we're going to season up the truth, the facts, and the statistics with a little bit of comedy and some cuss words. Yeah. But the dishes is going to be the same regardless. Right? So because you don't have those S&Ps, those single nucleotide polymorphisms that made your hair lighter, which also makes it straighter, or that made your eyes lighter, right? Which also allows you to see less, right? Or makes your skin lighter, which also allows you to get less nutrients and less interaction with nature and the sun. Because you don't have those, but the world is run by people that do, obviously it makes sense that the standard of beauty is based on those in power. And in order to maintain that power, the schools are taught a certain way. Program the computers a certain way, right? Right? It's how it goes. Look at me. Big nose, big lips, dark skin. Fuck. You niggas think that y'all are on some bullshit. Y'all talking about we gotta get Puffy. We gotta take down Puffy. Listen, I was thinking we needed to take down Al B. Sure. Fuck that. Al B. Sure had me under oppression. Hey, there was a reign of terror associated with Al B. Sure. Yeah. I've dedicated my career, my life, to proving all these folks wrong. Right? That black is beautiful. That pigment is power. And then I ran into some smart niggas that said, no, black is not such a thing because I'm in Moorish, and as a Moorish man, I'm a white man. I was like, wait, what? Niggas more dark skinned than me? What the fuck's going on? Ah! I said, no, this is crazy. So I realized that we needed some studying. Right? And I got 10 children, but I got 7 daughters, most of which they're dark. With nappy hair. Yeah. Dark with nappy hair. So I had to get to work figuring this shit out. I'm like, yo, I can't let my daughters grow up with the world telling them they ugly, that they only can purchase beauty at the beauty supply store. Like, no, the store is not where you get beauty. Beauty you get at your kitchen, you know. You get it from your jeans and you maintain it in the kitchen and in the gym and shit like that. You know, at the library, you know, where you read some of these things. They're called books. Yeah. Beauty comes from sharpening the mind, right? And sharpening your behind. Absolutely. You know, hit a few laps, you know, put some of those donuts down. You niggas went ham crazy yesterday. Y'all had all kinds of pork. Elijah Muhammad told you niggas 100 years ago that was not the way. But see, even that plays a role in health because you think that you can just do whatever, eat whatever, smoke whatever, snort whatever, right? You could just snort anything. Come on now.
Okay, it could be crack. You know about what a sigil is. You know what a sigil is. Well, you have become a sigil. You become a sigil for this world that the computer is building. And you are the ones that's teaching the computer what a human is. And that's the reason why they put that cocaine in there, because the M-dimethyltryptamine, when you snort that up, it kicks in the N-dimethyltryptamine. And your body...
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
I'm never letting you niggas live that down, just for reference. Some of you are like, when is he going to stop showing those clips of Phil? I'm never going to stop showing that. Until you niggas stop watching those channels.
Okay, it could be crack. You know about what a sigil...
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
I'll be reminding you that my man's core teaching is snorting coke and crack. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Because again, it's the same teaching. You just don't realize it. He's teaching that you need coke and crack snorted up the nose so that your body can convert that into DMT, and that DMT will activate the pineal gland. But science tells us that sound and light activate the pineal gland. What translates sound and light? Pigment. So again, you have some goofy nigga teaching you about some other bullshit instead of pigment. Yeah.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
And what is the precursor to pigment?
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Dopamine. The same dopamine that's actually stimulated with the coke and the crack and the lean and the heroin and all the other shit and the carbohydrates. See, the carbohydrates, the crack, the coke, the lean, all that shit stimulates the dopamine in the reward system. And the reward system in your brain is the most melanated part. Yeah. All of the dopaminergic neurons are loaded with melanin. And if they're not, that's because the person has a single nucleotide polymorphism that fucks their brain up. Yes, they do. Yes. There is even some very interesting articles that are beginning to be published about feminizing male brains and masculinizing female brains by tweaking some little things right in that melanated area. You know, with the dope and, you know, the dopamine, L-dopa.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Just saying. Where we at? Let me get a large order of facts with a tall cup of stats and a little bit of truth on the side. Something like that. Introduction. Nutrigenomic refers to the study of interactions between nutrients and food components with the human genome, evaluating how gene expression and metabolic functions can be affected by feeding. Nutrimiromics studies the influence of the diet on the modification of gene expression due to epigenetic processes related to microRNAs, which may affect the risk for certain development of chronic disease. Wasn't there a group of niggas out there telling y'all that I was making up pseudoscience? They said, no, food can't affect your genes because, you know, the genes, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling you niggas that those niggas can barely read. Remember I was telling you that? I was saying, yeah. But they was picking on what? Certain differences in your expectation of your visuals, right? When you hear doctor, stop it. When you hear doctor, you think old white guy, white jacket. You do not think of baseball cap, gold teeth, gold chain. You're definitely not thinking of that. Some nigga from 158th Street in gold teeth with, you know, off-white sweat, you know, that's not. But because you have that, and then definitely not black guy, especially black guy that doesn't, you know, let his hoodness or his ratchet, he doesn't hide who he is. Right? I didn't get a few dollars and then switch it up. You know, I don't wear boat shoes. You're not going to catch me in no fucking boat shoes. Okay? I don't wear boat shoes. Yeah. Maybe if I go on a boat, I'll have a pair of boat shoes for boating if I ever get on a boat somewhere. But fuck, I look like wearing boat shoes around the neighborhood. Like, no, nigga. We're probably gonna have some bronze. Y'all niggas wear Jordans. I wear bronze. Yeah, probably gonna have some bronze on. Yeah, some bronze. You know, maybe some other shit, some upscale something or other. You know, some hood nigga shit. You know, I'll be purchasing something that I can't afford. I'm dead. Responsibly, of course. I'll be responsibly purchasing items that I can't afford to wear so that I can wear them.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
Oh my goodness. All right, considered as important regulators of gene expression controlling both physiological and pathological processes, microRNAs are a class of non-coding endogenous RNA molecules. Now remember, endogenous versus exogenous, right? For you cannabinoid niggas. Endogenous means your body producing it. Exogenous means it comes from outside your body. These molecules are usually involved in post-transcriptional gene silencing by inducing blah, blah. Okay, we read that 1,000 times. I'm going to skip that to one of my other favorites. This is a subject matter that I got from the ancestors, and I introduced this to the holistic universe all by myself. So every time niggas say this in reference to any sort of dietary, exercise, holistic fucking anything, when they don't say Dr. Enqi said, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Some microRNAs can activate the translation of proteins, control chromatin structure, that's your DNA with the pigment, chromatin, by regulating histone modification. What? The histones? You mean the 8 created by the hidden one that controls all life? You know, that motif that they were using back in Egypt? You know, Kemet, you know, the hidden one that created the 4 sets of twins? You know, that just coincidentally we have inside our cells regulating creation as it continues to. I'm telling you, in 2024, just say the GOAT. Don't even say Dr. Enqi. Dr. Enqi is the. You should just say the GOAT, and everybody should just know, you know.
Can't you tell that I came from the dope game?
So microRNAs regulate the histones. And so this whole new area of science is saying that lifestyle and diet, particularly supplements, particularly supplementation, you know, herbs, vitamins, shit like that, controls the microRNAs that controls the histones.
Period. You just got to have the nutrients. So are you going to pay $1,000 to have this nutrient profile circulating in your blood, or you going to pay $65 and you get all these herbs and the vegan vitamin D3, the harmine for your pancreas, the seaweeds from the cold water, and your mama time?
Hey, do y'all know that I made that beat? I made that beat. Just in case y'all didn't know, that little beat playing behind that little promo, you know, you just need the nutrients. I made that beat. Listen to that beat again.
Period. You just got to have the nutrients. So are you going to pay $1,000 to have this nutrient profile circulating in your blood, or you're gonna pay $65 and you get all these herbs and the vegan vitamin D3, the harmine for your pancreas, the seaweeds from the cold water, and your mama time.
Telling you, your boy is nice, nigga. Okay, hold on. For real. Nah, this is the start of it, though. These classes, this is chemiluminescent college that we in. The first course is human engineering. The first course in chemiluminescent college is human engineering. And the professor is obviously me. All right, so we're skipping to page 60, right? We 3 hours in, 3:20, 3 hours and 20 minutes in, right? We're skipping to page 60, right? Inflammation and microRNA. Interesting subject. Because there are plenty of these niggas that are selling you products to control inflammation. But they don't know about this, what we're talking about now. So are their products good? Because they didn't know anything about the NRF2 system either. So these niggas that you buying products from don't know what the NRF2 system is or what microRNA is. And they didn't know it when they were making their formulas. They can use the terms and say it, in their lecture class, in their videos or whatever. And they pay money to get on larger platforms, 10,000, 5,000, get on these platforms where they're going to sell their shit, boom, boom, boom. Because they're going to remix what I say and then position their products in front of the people. So when they hear all the science and, oh my God, it's amazing. Let me grab this and that. Let me get this. Anyway, inflammation. The immune system has the major function of protecting the organism against pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites, tumor cells, and endogenous stimuli such as tissue damage. Once the response is activated, the immune system recruits a variety of cells and molecules that are capable of recognizing and eliminating or neutralizing the pathogen. The immune system orchestrates responses through different mechanisms, including the adaptive and innate immunity responses. The former is based on more specific receptors and provides a mechanism of response that depends on a variety of antigen receptors. Antigen receptors. Antigen receptors? Wait a minute. Antigen receptors. What the fuck is that? Hold on, man. Antigen receptors. Wait, what's happening over here again? This is over here with my man Landsteiner. What is my man Landsteiner was saying? That the blood is characterized by these antigens? These carbohydrates? Huh? Didn't call Landsteiner with the blood types tell us about the antigens?
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
The fly vet, snap your neck, then kiss my bicep. Listen, I'm trying to explain this to you niggas. Yeah. This is why we're doing the Blue Magic Heart Challenge. And this time, when you get the gold book, you'll see that there's a diet and supplementation goes along with the exercise. Because we are taking control of microRNAs, the folks that are with us. Yeah. So we doing shit like this.
All the way up, lady. What is that?
Always complain about money and time, but that don't matter if I can't raise my babies within this paradigm.
All the way up.
You remember the blocks I bled on, the hand-to-hand grind. I'm on my Sabi. You still on Neanderthal time. I'm still cool with Louis and Gucci. I know what to do to spoil you. You glamorize my world.
Just saying. The immune system orchestrates responses through different mechanisms, including the adaptive and innate immune responses. The former is based on more specific receptors and provides a mechanism of response that depends on a variety of antigen receptors. Innate immunity constitutes the rapid response to an infection or cellular injury and occurs in most organisms via its capacity to recognize molecular structures that are present in pathogens. The main receptors involved in innate immunity are the toll-like receptors, TLR, and the nucleotide binding oligomerization domain protein, NOD-like receptors. NOD, the land of Nod. Sometimes you just can't make this shit up. NOD-like receptors. Yeah. 4 types of defense mechanisms are triggered during innate immune responses: anatomical, physiological, phagocytic, and inflammatory. And don't you dare laugh at whatever. Inflammation is an important component of the immune response, exerting beneficial effects by limiting responses to cellular or tissue damage. The inflammatory response involves a variety of mediators that form a complex regulatory network that can be activated to provide protection against a type of aggression. All right, we're going to skip down a little bit. If you pay attention, you'll notice that we go all the way back to book 1. The language of the melanocytes. Cytokines, the myokines, the chemokines, they have the ability to cross-regulate. So when you're unconscious or not conscious of how you're regulating microRNA expression with your diet and your exercise or lack thereof, melanocytes can take over and regulate their own shit. Blah, 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 blah. Inflammatory responses, interleukin 1, interleukin 6, tumor necrosis factor, you know, those guys that are so prevalent in diabetes and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. We're just skipping down. Oh, I can't skip this part. Okay. The adipose tissue, I'm on page 62. The adipose tissue, second paragraph, page 62. Go book. The adipose tissue is considered to be an endocrine organ that, besides exerting the function of storing energy reserves in the form of triglycerols, produces and or secretes several hormones and signaling molecules. However, the main source of the systemic inflammatory response is the adipose tissue. The main source of response to inflammation is the adipose tissue. So if you have, you don't even have to have no fucking six-pack, but if you have a flat stomach, you have a different response to systemic inflammation than somebody with a fat stomach. If your apron is clean, you have a different response to inflammation, right? Your apron, the apron that Mother Nature gave you. You didn't get this from the lodge, right? You didn't get this apron from the lodge. Let me show you niggas what I'm talking about. You didn't get this apron from the lodge. I'm talking about Mother Nature gave you an apron. We got a picture. We got a picture of our baby. There we go. That guy right there. And look at it. It's got jewels on it and everything. Look how nature did you. Nature already made you a mason. Gave you an apron and everything with jewels on it. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. It's called the greater omentum. That is the apron that covers your intestines.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, you heard?
Blah, blah, blah. The main source of the systemic inflammatory response is the adipose tissue, which provides a variety of pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines called adipokines, such as, and see, if you've been reading and studying with Dr. Enqi, you already know these. I don't even got to say them, right? IL-1, IL-6, tumor necrosis factor, monocyte chemotactic protein, which is MCP1, right? In context, other tissues are also involved in inflammation, such as the liver, the pancreas. What? The liver and the pancreas? Wait a minute. Isn't this diabetes? Glucagon, insulin. Huh? In this context, other tissues are also involved in the inflammation, such as the liver, the pancreas, hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the target for light. Hypothalamus is where light is translated into hormones and shit. Yeah. When you get light in, the light goes the two ways. One to the optic tract so you can see shit, and then the other to the hypothalamus to regulate your hormones and endocrine system. So hypothalamus involved with this shit. Skeletal muscle and pancreatic beta cells. What? So basically, all the parts of your body that's involved with diabetes is involved with this shit here. Interesting. Yeah, that's all. We're just doing a little melanin versus diabetes research. That's interesting shit. Interesting. Just saying. In obese individuals, a greater synthesis of pro-inflammatory biomarkers occurs, such as MCP1, soluble intracellular adhesion molecules, plasminogen activator inhibitors, right? Plasminogen activator inhibitors. Remember, for those of you that got the iKing Squared book, now we going deep into the catalog. This before we got to Amazon. But if you got that hardcover book, right? I'm saying hardcover like I'm knocking on the cover of it. I like to knock on the cover of the hardcover. Anyway, we talked about plasminogen. In fact, we talked about a wide variety of phosphorus-based compounds and molecules in the body. Plasminogen is just one of them. So this inflammation we see here is inhibiting. Wait, the phosphorus? So the light? There's some other shit going on now. There's some other shit going on now, huh, Doc? Wait a minute, Doc. There's some other shit going on. They got to go back and get book one. Listen, if you don't have book one,
this is it. We get to change the world right now. Right in this moment. We get to change the world. We get to show the world that we could go gold, we could go platinum with knowledge, information, saving lives. We get to show the world that we can do well by doing right. We get to show the world that we can get rich raising our children. Right now, we get to send a message to the world and at the same time rewrite the biochemistry and neurochemistry textbooks around the globe. This is our moment.
Okay, we skipping again, right? Because I know I had y'all for 3.5 hours, right? Go to page 64, like the 64 codons, right? The I Ching, the I Ching, the I King, right? Last paragraph. Several studies have shown that microRNAs are associated with inflammatory processes in metabolic diseases. During the inflammatory process, genes encoding proteins can be regulated at the transcriptional level and by microRNAs. The microRNA transcriptional process can be induced by inflammation, and these molecules rapidly become active as they do not need to be translated or translocated back to the nucleus to repress their targets. MicroRNAs are expressed in different cell types, have distinctive functions, and their target proteins can be involved in the regulation of inflammatory response. Some proteins, for example, those induced during the inflammatory response, can regulate the processing of microRNAs. On the other hand, microRNAs can also regulate several mechanisms that are involved in the initiation and resolution of inflammation, such as oxidative stress, macrophage activation, adipogenesis, and others. In vitro studies show that some microRNAs, such as, I'll leave those, can contribute to macrophage infiltration in adipose tissue, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm going to skip ahead again. Right? I mean, you guys are getting the book, so you can, deal with this on your own. Okay. Let's skip ahead to page 70. Resveratrol is a phytoalexin composed of two phenolic rings that are connected by a double bond. This bioactive compound, pigment, is found in grapes, berries, peanuts, and other plants. Resveratrol exists in two isoforms, trans-resveratrol and cis-resveratrol, where the trans isomer is the more stable form. Many studies have reported on the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects of resveratrol, which confer anti-cancer and cardioprotective functions to this polyphenol. Yada, 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 yada. In polo. Okay, it's speaking to how it's regulating cytokines, chemokines, blah, 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 blah. In contrast, pro-inflammatory microRNA 155 was downregulated by resveratrol and upregulated by microRNA 663. Using other doses of resveratrol and treating the same lineage of cells for a long period of time, right? So you get different effects, right? They observed higher expression of microRNA LET7A as compared to non-treated cells. Moreover, resveratrol and/or microRNA LET7A decreased mRNA levels of TNF and IL-6 and increased IL-10 after stimulation of those cells with LPS. Okay, now, why is IL-10 important? So resveratrol is increasing IL-10. IL-10 deals with your melanocytes directly. Y'all niggas gotta stop this shit. Oh. We taking 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s.
Your support is greatly needed, greatly appreciated, and we utilize 100% of the support in the continuing effort to not only bring you cutting edge research, but to support the technical aspect, the media aspect, as well as the living examples.
When that Blue Magic, bro, I know niggas on that I stand by it, I guarantee it.
Blue Magic.
That's what you want, bro.
Cardiologist Dr. Scott Davis, thanks for being here with us this morning. So push-ups, explain this for us. How does this work?
Drop give me 20, right? So interesting study. So the smart people at Harvard did a study. They looked at a group of firefighters in the state of Indiana. And so they had 1,100 men, okay, that they studied over a 10-year period. And the average age was about 40 years old. So it wasn't the 25-year-old caliber firefighter guys. I mean, it had a good, broad, selection of men. And they followed them over like I said, a 10-year period. And they found that the ability to do push-ups had a direct correlation in their cardiovascular risk. In that, if you're able to do over 40 push-ups.
Blue Magic, bro. When you step in and you sell this and you telling people that this is CMOS gel, Dr. Sabi approved, you fucking up the brand. What are you talking about? It's copyright infringement. This is the Chondrus crispus, the only one in North America. When you present people this is copyright infringement. This is hair grease. Enqi, the words you use, I don't like the words you use. They're disrespectful. Like the words you use after they even chop your hair with, like it's disrespectful. I just call it red sea moss. I want that red sea moss. Y'all want red sea moss? Come get y'all some red sea moss. Listen, I don't give a fuck. You call it blue dog. Okay? As long as you don't call it Blue Magic.
When that Blue Magic, bro, I know niggas on that I stand.
Myron! What? What are you doing? What you doing?
What you talking about? What am I doing?
You reading them nasty books again, right, Myron?
Man, I didn't read no nasty books, man. You scared the hell out of me. What you talking about, man? Wait, I ain't did that in about 2 weeks.
You called yesterday 2 weeks. What you reading? What you reading?
You scared the goddamn book, man. Dr. Enqi. I went on Amazon and got 3 Dr. Enqi books because I'm reading about melatonin and biochemistry.
What is, Myron, that's not even a, first of all, it's not melatonin and whatever it is that you just said. It's melanin and biochemistry. You can't even pronounce the word, so how you reading? How you reading, Myron?
I'm not looking at the pictures. I got the books right here. I'm looking at the pictures. You know, ain't nothing nasty about this. So what are you talking about? I got all the books right here. What are you talking about?
Myron, you don't even know how to read. Every time we get mail, you bring it to me. You think I don't know that?
I went to I hooked on Phoenix. Now, what you talking about? I was hooked on Phoenix, so I know how to read.
As a win, because first of all, hooked on phonics, I believe it's for kids. There's no such thing as hooked on Phoenix. And if I recall, you're the same person that thought reindeer was pronounced reinder, and you're the same person that thought pigeon was pronounced piggy-on. So it makes sense that you went to hooked on Phoenix.
That's such a dumbass.
No, you
always trying to say somebody can't read. I know exactly what I'm talking about, man. I'm reading the book. I got the book. I got the goddamn receipt right here. For the books. What you talking about?
Well, you need to return them for somebody who know how to read them. And I still don't. It's probably all type of stuff in the inside of the books, Myron. That's how sneaky you are. Give me the books. Give me the books, Myron.
Give
me the books, Myron. Give me the books, Myron.
I'm not giving you none. I got these books off Amazon. I'm not giving you the books. Ain't that no.
Bye.